we are.
Yo, what up, what up?
Oh, is Cool Eye here?
Yo, what's good? What's good, partner? What's crackin' like?
What good, partner? Key Eye. Oh, Key Eye. Cool Eye in the building.
I like key lime pie. I like Joe Biden. What's up?
That's, you know what? Maybe save some of that for the politics segment because, yeah, I don't know. What's up, guys? I'm in an odd mood today. What's up? Welcome, all you lovely people out there at youtube.com/stuckInTheMiddle. What's up, Eli? What's up, Cranny Cran?
What up?
I've been just hitting the gym, as you can clearly see on the camera.
Fucking Hulkster over here.
Shit, I can barely contain it in this screen.
You're like a savant because I wanted to come on, and start by saying every time I kind of get in a little funk, and it's usually been happening because like I'm old and I have injuries that just like start to come up. And
tell me about the funk.
I'm telling you, well, I got some funk, but I noticed that as soon as you get a workout in, as soon as you go to the gym, my mindset afterwards is so much more relaxed.
For sure.
I always forget why I like going to the gym. You know, I'm a musician, so I love putting in like headphones and kind of moving a little bit with the music, you know, working out, because that's kind of what you do on stage and stuff like that. And I kind of realize it's an outlet that to me is similar, and then I get the benefits of like exercise and stuff like that. So
yeah, and the gym is good because there's usually a lot of hot chicks at the gym. Like the last time I went to the gym, I got 6 numbers. One more and I would have a full phone number.
Damn, you got like 1s and 2s. What's my number 1? That's good.
It's catharsis.
It did make me feel good. Have you guys been feeling good? Something made me not feel good today. I was in kind of a confusion, but have you guys been feeling good? What's up with you guys? How you feeling today?
I'll be honest. There's something that's carried over from prior that we may discuss that has been on my mind. But that aside, having that punching bag at home.
What's that?
The thing that we may discuss?
Yeah.
Will be discussed when it's discussed later today.
Is there a teaser?
Yeah, we might be doing a post show, or we might fit it into the end. We'll find out.
I say we try to fit into the. I mean, but a teaser of what?
Stick around.
What the context is.
I think that's going to be the fun of it.
Okay,
it's all of us.
I feel like like the way it's being set up, it has something to do with me. Like the way you're setting it up,
perhaps.
And you're trying to catch me off guard. And I promise you,
I don't
want
to do. Oh, see, why do you?
I'm just saying. I promise
like
me.
I'm not trying.
I'm just saying. You ain't gonna get me.
I don't want to get you.
I'm very firm in yesterday's show. I understand exactly what happened.
You, dude.
I understand exactly what happened, exactly how it went down.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where to go from there.
Me neither. Can I tell you what I didn't feel good about today?
Yes, sure.
So, we all scroll the social medias, you know, from time to time. And sometimes, let me see if I can find it here.
Is this somebody that I may have seen commenting, or a post for that matter?
I would say it doesn't.
There's been a couple of things.
It doesn't really matter necessarily who it is.
No, it doesn't.
But we all. Okay, it's not up on the screen.
It's
okay,
not.
Good. It says, why does life have to be so hard? Struggling to keep going. And man, that's a bummer post. And like, I feel bad, you know, and like, oh shit. And you want to reach out, right? So
maybe
you go to reach out on the post.
All right.
And you notice somebody already else had, times can be tough. I'm sorry you're struggling. Call me if you need me. So already right there, I'm like, well, I can't
do it. Yeah,
I can't offer my services now.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
it'd be like you're copying that fucking guy or something.
It would come across disingenuous, like the quota was fulfilled. Somebody like that's his guy now. You know what I mean? Like I can't come in and insert myself in their situation.
You don't want to be a homewrecker.
I don't want to be a home. Like the kid he's already messed up. He's going. I don't want to come in there and get him all overwhelmed. Who should I call? I don't know if I should call him, or I don't want that blood on my hands. You can
offer yourself to be like a side piece. Like, yo, you reach out to him, but when you want some of this Josh right here. You had the calf come for the bull. You know what I mean?
We can keep it on the side. He don't even have to know about it.
Yeah, shorty.
I'm very nervous of those types of situations. So I just kind of left it as, you know what? It's the thought that counts. And I was going to comment on there, but I just kept going. And I think that was better because I would totally come across like, hey, call me if you need anything.
Comment in the same thread. You're like, I'm just saying, guys.
Did I do the right thing? Like, what would you have done if you seen somebody struggling? You know them, but you kind of not know them. But you want to be a nice person, but you go in there and you see somebody has already reached out.
Well, being that, all right, there is an individual who I know personally that's going through the fucking ringer. I had no qualms about, even though there was 100 other people saying, reach out, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to, make sure that this individual knew I too was available. But I don't know how well you know that person. If I didn't know him as well, I probably would have just been like, yeah, you carry that torch, brother. You got it.
But I guess, do you feel that if somebody already has reached out and then
It's
you
like
go
dibs?
right, it's kind of like disingenuous. It looks like
mine.
you're a copycat now.
I mean, I could see you if you try to look at it that way for sure.
All that
You
went
know?
through my head, and I was like, I'm not gonna comment.
Did
Like,
you
that
really
went-
go through a
oh,
whole?
Oh yeah, I went through that whole thing.
Like that's what brought you down today?
That just it didn't bring me down, but it was just like a bummer moment because I wanted to be that guy, but somebody else already got to be that guy, and I don't want to compete to be that guy. I'm not that guy, you know.
You don't want to prostitute your ability to help somebody get out of a situation. Don't be an emotional whore. You just
Right.
You let them suffer. Maybe this motherfucker said, "I'm reaching out, but I'm gonna ghost you," and then that's where your comment would have come in handy. And now you fucked it up. Blood's on your hands anyway.
What I could have done is been like a dickhead, like reach out and touch faith, you know, put a little song.
No, you should just
Told
said
him he needs Jesus in his life. Or
thoughts
Yeah.
and prayers, glory to God, all that good stuff.
Praise be, Allahu Akbar.
Oh, there's a very good response to that these days. It's all the rage.
It's pretty explosive.
And 72 versions are involved somewhere. So we did the work thing today too. Everybody, well, you are working 24/7. You're working right now. And did you do the work?
Oh, I did the work thing. I did the workout thing. I did the prep thing. Now we're doing the show thing. So,
Yeah.
it's nonstop. It's nonstop going. And it feels, because it's nonstop going, sometimes we touch on subjects that are the same. But sometimes it needs to be touched on, like Joe Biden and a young child. You
yes,
you need to
indeed.
touch on it and let them grab your leg hair
hairs,
and caress it.
Curly, yep, curl them up and gentle touch, suave, yeah.
And the media continues to gaslight us.
Oh yeah,
They don't stop.
no, and they're cronies, like they're they're not David Letterman. They're late night talk show hosts. They're talk show hosts. They're
Who's David
entertainment.
Letterman?
David Letterman's cousin.
That was
that's what's up.
It's like a porno version of David Letterman.
It was a Leatherface cousin thing. Yeah,
You've been
sure.
watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre a little too much.
The prequel's pretty badass. No, but like they're fucking cronies, which is like the people that you go to for your pop culture shit or your at the end of the day. Like I only watch David Letterman. I don't watch any more late night TV. I used to like Colbert when he was fucking the Colbert Report. I can't stand him now, which sucks. That breaks my heart because I was a big fan of his. And now we got what, like the Jimmy Kimmels. I heard he made some triumphant return. I didn't know he was fucking gone. Apparently he was a big deal. Celebrities were filling his spot, blah blah blah. So he came back with a banger. I heard.
And didn't he leave kind of around some scandal time too? Like, wasn't there something going on, and everybody kind of thought he stepped down, but he kind of just said, "Oh, I'm just doing the summer break like I always do." And it was very odd timing. Like there was some like blackface thing, I think, or something was
There
going
was
on.
something. Was
I
there
just
not
don't remember.
allegations?
I don't remember, but I think there was. I know he was gone for a while. I don't watch it, but one time I came on, like I was watching something else on that channel, and they're like, some lady was on the show hosting instead of him. Like before I changed it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this show?" Like, and I figured it out.
Well, he was gone for like 4 fucking months, and I could have swore there was some
June
allegation shit, like sexual or otherwise, but I don't know, and I won't pretend to know.
Well, he, as you said, came back with a bang, and literally is pretending as if, I don't know, business as usual. Like any new things that have came to light, I'm just gonna steamroll right past that.
He did.
Let's watch his monologue from last night.
Before I went away for vacation, I said, I am not coming back until I get a chandelier, damn it. I hope you had a relaxing Labor Day. It was not a fun Labor Day weekend COVID-wise. The number of new cases is up more than 300% from a year ago. Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
You fucking idiot. You're literally a part. You're just like the fucking nurse that said, if you need a ventilator and you didn't get the vax, you're gonna fucking die. And then my coworker's like, amen, sister. What the fuck is this man doing? He's helping with that whole narrative. Just the vaccine. Anything else, how dare you? And with the horse paste shit again.
people are happy people die. Like, you know how many people wanted Joe Rogan to die?
Oh, goddamn. I mean, I didn't know, but it's like, of course.
Right.
People, they hate him.
And people kind of get their news, like the same people, not smart people, but the same people who kind of get their news off of like media headlines and kind of repeat that as a talking point are the same people who will watch late night TV and kind of, you know, gather news from the jokes.
Sure. Yes.
So he goes on. So already, you know, well, Jimmy Kimmel thinks people who are unvaxxed should die. Well, I think that too.
It just helps reconfirm that very toxic notion that the unvaccinated are second-class citizens and deserve death.
Well, and it's really stupid because, like, no matter what he believes, like, he ought to take the high road about it and, like, care about other people, even if somebody didn't get, like, fucking vaccinated or something. Even if you, like, think they're totally wrong there and you still don't want them to fucking die.
You don't condone,
and you shouldn't be advocating that they fucking die.
Yeah, it's a dangerous precedent that they're all setting up. The fucking mainstream, these cronies, all of a sudden it's popular to say, hey, you're unvaccinated, you deserve death.
You take the high road and you help fucking somebody even if you don't agree with them.
Yeah,
you know?
by God.
Late night shows used to be equal opportunity too. They were kind of made to not look like they're favoring one side.
Yeah, fit like the one agenda over, right.
And
he's been very... Sorry.
It shows us how stupid America has become as a fucking country and as a society that people are getting their news from somebody like this and like are gonna like repeat that or think that anything that he says is fucking worth the shit. That is not where you should be getting yours. But although at this point, where the fuck do you really get it? Because even the news is bullshit. So
completely.
But the fact that people like are gonna idolize him and follow what he says, it's stupid. The country has become so fucking brainwashed. Bunch of fat, dumb motherfuckers. Gullible as shit. And we're going to have a chance against China and these other fucking countries. We need to change a lot of shit around going on.
China's hitting it hard, man.
We ain't got no chance against China right now. They you know, I don't want to get too off track, but they're getting the effeminate men out of
their industry.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
They understand entertainment plays a big role in people's perception of culture and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
There's like 2 more minutes left. Let's... Because he hits on a lot of things. It's pretty crazy.
I know. And they're cringy as fuck.
I mean, we still got a lot of pandimwits out there. People are still taking this ivermectin. This poison, you know, the poison control centers have seen this spike in calls from people taking this livestock medicine to fight the coronavirus.
Still call it livestock medicine.
The vaccine, which is crazy. It's like if you're a vegan and you're just like, no, I don't want a hamburger. Give me that can of Alpo instead. One of the reasons these sea biscuits are opting for ivermectin is because they don't trust Big Pharma, which is fine, I guess, except for the fact that ivermectin is made by Merck, which is the fourth largest pharmaceutical company in the world. And even Merck is telling
There's a
people
point
to cut
there.
it out. They released a statement saying ivermectin has no scientific basis for potential therapeutic effect against COVID. There's no meaningful evidence for clinical activity or clinical efficacy in patients with COVID-19 disease. And there's a concerning lack of safety data in the majority of studies.
Let's take that real quick and just dissect that part, because what he just did there by leaving out what I'm about to show you is essentially like, yeah, this is what we're mad about. Because, yes, Merck did come out and they did say, hey, don't take our drug, ivermectin. You know, it's been around for a while. Don't take it. We can't do much anymore with it.
Did they specify don't take it thinking it's going to cure your COVID?
Well, they specified it not to take it because they're launching a new COVID-19 drug.
Oh, shit.
So why am I going to promote people to take this older medication when I'm making a new one?
Yeah, okay,
Big Pharma, baby. That's why.
Sense. Yeah, they're gonna pull through. Big Pharma be okay.
This is Reuters. This is not bullshit. 8 days ago, September 1st. Let's see where it's. Here you go. Crancy, can you read this part where Merck
said its new trial will study experimental drug for the prevention of COVID-19 among adults in the same household as someone diagnosed with symptomatic coronavirus infection.
American partner, Ridgeback, whatever the fuck, are already conducting a late-stage trial of treatment to non-hospitalized patients to see if it reduces the risk of hospitalization or death.
There you go. So they're working on something new.
Of course, you want to plug the new thing. You want to let the old thing just fall to the wayside, which is probably cheaper, I'd imagine. Who the fuck knows? But okay, that works out in their favor.
Yeah, good. So, we
didn't see any of that.
back to Kimmel. Oh boy, I knew that was going to happen.
Have we drawn a consensus? By the way, I'll be transparent about this with everybody. Do we want to talk about the abortion, contraception stuff? Because there's some people in the chat that are asking, will we cover it today, or is this left for tomorrow?
I think we should leave it for tomorrow.
Okay.
I think we should leave it for tomorrow because I feel like there's a lot of topics to tie in with it.
There's a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a video. There's like a second conversation to go with it.
Okay.
You know,
I'm like a boiling fucking kettle with this shit.
This could even tie in the whole death conversation too.
Oh, word? Okay.
So it's an episode in and of itself. There's a lot of meat there to just kind of, glance over it tonight.
Okay, this might get me in trouble with somebody, but I have one simple question.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on. Cranston, this applies to you too, sir. Would you advocate for having a woman swallow your seed or oral sex? Let's just say oral sex or getting a vasectomy. Just round the table, guys.
It doesn't have to be like that.
I mean, the way this post that I saw, with all due respect and complete autonomy.
I know the post.
Yeah,
I think I commented on it too. I commented, behind the scenes.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
But I think
one of your a big sturdy friend was like, "Sit down. Boys need vasectomies. Shut up."
No, yeah.
It's like, oh God, not you.
That friend at the bottom was like, "There's a lot of small dick energy in here, so I'm going to say what the female."
I'm gonna show mine how it's even smaller, yo.
I mean, pretty much with this. That was a white knight comment, but like in general, like I think I'd say oral sex over a surgery. Sure.
Well, I mean,
I know the woman has to want to do the oral sex,
kinda,
right?
but like it's two different things. Like, is that all? Because
this seems like a very specific, limited two options.
Yeah, because like what you're saying is okay. You're doing the oral sex because you can't do regular sex, so you're sacrificing regular sex
to
get oral.
Yeah, hell
so
yeah.
you get the vasectomy, you can do both. So right, you can get both done. So it depends on how active you are and how much you're reckless and don't even take any precautions,
True.
I feel like these whole these comparisons that come up, it's just like this shit we were just talking about them saying like you don't get a fucking whatever the breathing machine is,
the
like
ventilator?
you don't get one of those if you didn't get vaccinated. I feel it's like the same shit. Like the fucking that law is not right, and by advocating by these vasectomy things, think you're being cute, but no, you don't go from one thing not being right to advocating to do another thing that's also not right. It's like it doesn't work like that. Right. It's like, no, this isn't right and we shouldn't have this. I just feel like that's a stupid comparison to make.
Maybe afterwards I'll show you.
This is a good teaser for tomorrow.
Why doing it. I understand why they're making the point. I just think two wrongs doesn't make a right.
Later on, or perhaps tomorrow, I'm going to show you this post, not publicly, but you need to see this post. To me,
yeah, for sure.
It's two very sensationalized options made together to just make more hyperbole.
Well, there's a similar post here, and I'm just going to show you, Eli. I mean, Cranston can see it too, but it was posted by the. God damn it! Well, hang on.
Is that it?
You can't see it. It's for tomorrow, but
okay.
Pro-choice does not mean pro-abortion, and that was.
I think that's a
similar concept we were talking about before too. So
yes,
I'd like to discuss that tomorrow. This whole conversation is going to be a good one tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it. I was born for this kind of stuff,
Ooh, I'm pumped for that. But for now, let's get back to Kimmy Jimmel. Kimmy Jimmel.
He's still around. All right.
Yeah, we got like another minute here with this
fucking
douche
guy. He was going to the Man Show.
And a big reason why I don't want to veer off into that, because we didn't even put that in the title. I want to make sure that.
Oh yeah, we got to stay on point. Yeah, of course.
Be pro.
Listen, if a pharmaceutical company says, "Please don't take the drug we're selling," you should probably listen to them. Or you could just go with a TikTok posted by a disgraced veterinarian instead.
We forgot to play the video he's gonna play because we were talking about it yesterday, and I wanted to play the video alongside of it. So this kind of kills two birds with one stone because he brings up AJ. You know AJ?
No.
The government's trying to kill us. AJ, come on now.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
these
yeah,
poor horses
AJ,
are like,
come
"Hey,
on."
I have worms. I need that stuff.
Oh, that's a great
There
video.
are worms in my butt. Do you understand? Ivermectin did get a big endorsement over the weekend from one of America's top medical minds, none other than Sandy Hook denier / internet lunatic Alex Jones.
You know what this is?
I mean, he's a
this is
lunatic.
ivermectin for humans that won a Nobel Prize.
Alex Jones just makes me smile.
And this is inhalable, or these are the tablets, steroids.
He knows
So
what
let
he's
me show
doing.
you.
Oh, them steroids.
I was
are
going to do
good,
this anyways
too.
earlier. See this? See this, Fauci? You see this, Bill Gates? I'm going to kill those prions, you bastard murderers. You're going to hit me with a bioweapon, you monster. You want to suppress me? You want to kill
He's
me, you
about to
son of a
snort
bitch?
it.
You demon? You think I'm easy to kill?
Look at all
And
that
I'm going to roll
shit
over to
in
your
front of him.
crap?
He eats ivermectin. He gobbles it up. No.
I've never seen someone that mad drink a Topo Chico before.
That was a good one. That was a good one. It was funny him washing down ivermectin with such a
What is
fancy
a fucking
drink.
Topo Chico?
That's some LA.
I don't
thing.
know. It sounds like a lady thing. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I just.
That was great. That killed two birds with one. Yeah. What does that mean, lady thing?
I just genderized the joke. Oh my God, 2021. I'm not sorry.
How dare you?
It's supposed to be a person thing now. You can't.
Yeah. I hear that's all the rage too. Like, I'm not a pregnant woman. I'm a pregnant human. All right? Is this how these things go now?
This is
Yeah.
how they work.
I
Congress-
identify as a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Congress person, things like of this nature, I hear, is just circulating through our fucking pronouns, pop culture, blah, blah, blah.
Well, speaking of things circulating, the media is still gaslighting us and circulating BS. And this time, this is kind of like Cranston brought this to our attention inside the chat, the chat that we do. But now I guess we're getting back to pot use is tied to heart attacks.
What?
That's
the
right.
fuck?
That's right,
What?
ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let me just take a guess before we dig in. Are they going to try to make some sort of argument for anxiety that people that don't do well with pot, that happen to get anxiety? Because that happened to me for a spell, but I found better strands and I mastered that shit because I needed to get back to allegedly smoking.
Allegedly. Cranston knows maybe a little more about it, but the gist of it is they studied 18 to 44-year-olds who use pot, and they found out that they were twice as likely to have a heart attack when compared to non-users. Further, users' risk of heart attack increased with the amount of pot they used. People who use pot more than 4 times a month had a 230% increased risk of heart attack.
4 times a month?
4 times, 230%.
Who the fuck is calculating this shit?
But the stupidest thing about it was the study did not research how cannabis affects the heart.
What the fuck? So then what the fuck?
But, I
That's
mean,
a giant what the fuck.
The study is recent pot use tied to rise in heart attack risk for young adults, but the study did not research how cannabis affects the heart. So how do you even fucking know that? Like maybe it's from junk food or some fucking shit. How do you know
Right.
it's
They
from
never-
fucking smoking?
I mean, inadvertently, we know like marijuana affects cortisol levels, which is like a stress hormone response, and it helps lower that. Inadvertently, just as they're tying unhealthy people and heart attacks to people who smoke. I mean, you could very easily tie that with this too. It's the same thing.
I want to stay on topic, but this reminds me of another thing that's being tied into, and it has to do with COVID. I know we're so tired of it.
I know it is fucking. The reason why I smoke so much. And probably I'm increasing my chance of heart attack is all the COVID talk. It's not the COVID going to kill me. I'm going to die from pot, OD, heart attack. Then they're going to say the COVID got him.
Very typical.
Yeah, that's what they'll say.
Okay, so mystery job, right? Let's say I have 5 fucking jobs, and one of them I have a friend that just came back from having not COVID. This is the diagnosis, and it was so bad that he was collapsing. Okay, so the official diagnosis after he took all the medications to get better.
He listened to our podcast.
He's back to work. Oh, he said immediately, like he
heard,
was ready to
he's
go.
passed
Oh yeah,
out.
I mean that happens to all the ladies. So no, the diagnosis is pneumonia as a result of COVID. What the fuck is that? Him and 2 other friends of his got this. So are they saying it's COVID gave him pneumonia? Is that all it is? And I just don't
guess.
understand. Why don't you just fucking say COVID?
Because because it's not COVID. He doesn't have COVID, but COVID fucked his immune system up, and he wouldn't have had gotten pneumonia if he hadn't gotten COVID.
This man is an anti-vaxxer. And I hate that term, but that is what he is. This man is even more distrusting of the government and the establishment. He uses 2 separate phones because he doesn't like how the big internet, social media, whatever, taps into his shit. He doesn't like algorithms. But now he's gonna. The doctor talked him into taking the vaccine to help use it like a security blanket. The reasons we're using these things keep fucking changing.
Well,
so I mean I thought it
there's
was interesting.
nothing wrong. I don't know. Like people are I'm gonna piss people off with this, but
I'd live for it.
Normally, there's nothing wrong with a vaccine. Like, but because of this one being like people just have more questions about this one than they do normally, and literally nobody is doing anything to help ease these people's minds besides saying, "Shut up, idiot! Just take it." That's not how you're going to convince people. Or they want those, like, they don't want to. There's no middle ground. There's no working like with these people. Just like, well, they're dumb, so let's not help them.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's either shut up, idiot, or you know what? When you do get sick, we're gonna let you die. Like, oh, that's teamwork. You know, humanity united all the way.
And I've been hearing that more and more and more.
Yeah,
that's why what I've been saying is that's not a way to win somebody over to your side by saying like, well, if you catch it, then fuck you, you die. Then you help the fucking person. They'll figure out that they were wrong, and they'll be more on your side after that.
These people, our countrymen and sisters, and all that, they are getting this sentiment from, I think, the media, because they're not being the bigger men. And when I say media, I mean every talking head, every Jimmy Kimmel, every fucking cocksucker out there talking about the disease and the vaccine make it seem that way, and now it's starting to trickle down to people that I know are in the healthcare industry telling me I don't deserve a ventilator if I needed one because I chose not to get the vaccine. And then my coworker's like, I agree. Wow.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is just, there's people out there who look down upon you when you say that you look things up. I guess you should just believe what you're told.
Yes,
but,
yes.
It seems to be like a lot of the reason some of these hospitals are being overwhelmed is not because of patients, but because they've let go a lot of their nursing staff.
Oh, yes, they
because
have.
A lot of the elective surgeries have gone away because it's just more COVID. So it's inadvertently affecting staffing numbers as opposed to being overwhelmed. It is overwhelmed with people, but because they let people go.
And it might vary based on the place, because I know when we were there in July with my mom, they had beds in the hallway and they were turning away like ambulances and stuff because there's only so many rooms in like the ER,
of course,
and that kind of shit.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like the biggest hospital either that we were at, but there were like cots like lined up on the hallway and shit. So.
And they
not every place is the same, so it doesn't mean that.
Yeah, no, I get the here. It's packed from here and there, and then some other places will say differently. I mean, absolutely, it's inconsistent.
I had to take my mom to last week. We had a emergency situation with her, and I was told to take her to the emergency room, and I didn't because of this kind of bullshit. And I made a doctor's appointment for the next day instead. And when I got there, we didn't end up needing the emergency room, but the doctor had said, you're smart not to bring her to the emergency room. She would have just probably been exposed to fucking who knows what in there, and there's tons of COVID shit going on. He was like, you're smart not to go there.
The guy that just came back from surviving COVID, pneumonia, whatever, told me that we're all breathing in COVID, is my understanding. We're all going to get it, and we're all going to need the vaccine. And this is an anti-vaxxer guy. He looked defeated.
Oh, they said that from the beginning. I thought that
everyone's going to get it
before it even like started spreading here. Whenever it was like last January or something, the CDC came out and said it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
And it was only about not overwhelming the hospitals. It wasn't. It was just about we need to slow the roll.
Yeah,
so not everybody.
It was a big part of it.
It was a major part of it.
Yeah,
and
that was a part of their. It's not about the death at first,
which now apparently you should be concerned about.
Because they'll let you die.
I feel like the death. I feel like the death is always relevant because we don't want people to die, even if it's at 99 whatever percent. If you have a population at 300 something million, that's still like 9 million something people.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't check my math, but I'm not saying that's an exact
probably like
number.
340, 350.
I'm just saying that's an incredible fucking number of people.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want. Even if it's 1%, you wouldn't want 5 million, 9 million people dying and say like that's not a fucking big deal because it is. But the hospital's overwhelmed. If the hospitals get overwhelmed and you have a routine fucking injury and you go to the hospital, you have a risk of dying or some shit from that. So that's why that's more of a fucking issue.
If it was about people dying, though, I feel like then we'd be looking into different pathways to help fight COVID, and it seems to be only one is being pushed. So
you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because it reminded me. The gentleman touched on one thing with all of the great amount of research he's done, and he's very invested because he nearly lost his life. He only found one resource of a place that is studying the antibodies and producing something with that one fucking place in the grand scheme of the internet. So
it's pathetic that normal people will shut down a normal conversation because mainstream media tells them to, what they're talking about is stupid.
It's not, it's not what's being paraded as the end-all, be-all buck stops here.
What my mom's doctor told me about the vaccine, though, is like, it's not like to prevent you from getting COVID. It's to make it so that if you get COVID that year, it's more like you just caught a fucking cold and you don't have to go to the fucking hospital, and get all fucked up, ideally. Because the plan was originally to wipe COVID out, but they failed at that. So once they failed at wiping it out, the next plan became, how can we mitigate it? And so by mitigating it, the theory in the science community is let's get the vaccine so that when people
But usually vaccines eradicate it. This is more like a booster shot. So like they could be causing mutations and making COVID stronger.
I don't know if I agree about the mutations. I'd have to
I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's definitely something that could be
because in the realm of possibility.
I would have to
antibodies
do more research,
usually kill.
But I do understand your point that about it being a booster because it's boosting your antibodies.
They call it a booster.
Whoever it is, because it's not like a traditional like I know that one of the goals that they want is to get a vaccine that will just wipe out the entire like coronavirus family.
Right, which is the point of a vaccine.
Right, which would be a traditional vaccine. Right. But this is, I feel like pharmaceutical companies have so much money to lose by doing that they would rather give you something that makes you have to keep getting a shot every
like a vaccine every few months.
Like how the flu shot or whatever.
They're calling them boosters, so every few months you're going to get a booster shot.
Already there at that
with
point.
Medicine, with pills.
And those people who made the vaccine and boosters, they get government funding.
I feel
they're banking through it regardless.
I feel like the guy who comes out with like the cure for some shit, like as soon as he gets on the phone, like, hey, we just can't found a cure for AIDS or we found a cure for whatever. The fucking SEAL team comes in and fucking takes them the fuck out.
Yeah, that's
phone blows up.
Yeah, I think that's been obvious to us in general. But I don't want to stay too fixated on COVID. It wasn't the intention. I want to make sure we hit all of our points.
When has the media ever been about the health of people? It's just about prolonging and
Big Pharma pays the fucking talking heads. One comment I'm choosing to read, and I don't want to be accused of picking and choosing, so have your voice heard, say your piece. You want it read, say so. I'm going to read Big Chap's comment, and it's a response to you, Cranston. It's 0.2%, Cranston. 99.98% survivable. I don't know how true that is. I'm only reading it. And now here's where this is probably a radical statement, so I'm adding this is from a viewer. All right, it's the shot/vax will kill you, though, 100% facts.
Well, I would just tell that viewer that I got that shot back in like February or March or something, and I've been totally fine. So
you do appear to be alive.
Last I checked out.
But I mean,
you do look a little funny now.
Am I?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna die, y'all, man. Fuck, I thought I was cool, but I don't know.
I have heard. Now. Like, I know people that have died from COVID in my family. Blah blah blah. I do not know personally anybody in my circles that have died from the vaccine. I've heard of a person that knows a person. So
it's what I've been saying all along, though, is any medical thing that you take is going to have risk. There's nothing medical that is not without risk. If you take ibuprofen, which is over the counter, coma is one of the potential side effects.
All of those, or at least that one so far, has been around for quite some time where the side effects are known, whereas this one, it's kind of like you're going to deal with them as they come because we don't know a lot of
I would just like
specifically
to see
this vaccine
the powers
side
that be,
effects.
Fauci and the mainstream media.
Which I'm sure there's not a lot, but
I would just like them to be more honest honest about the possible side effects. That's
it.
That's all.
Any-
Don't be all fucking shady.
Any medical thing you get, your doctor does like an assessment of what is better for you. Like, is it better for you to take this medication and risk getting these side effects, or is it better to get this disease and like, like it's what's in your
Best
best
to talk to
interest.
your doctor.
Yeah, and that's like because everybody's body is different.
But there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. No one. I rarely see people trying to give medical advice. It's just more discussion, and that's like they put the kibosh on that bad boy.
I love reading the chat. I gotta save that for later.
What gets me is when people like don't do like a lot of research and they get on Facebook and they think they're like infectious fucking disease experts that like know more than people who have studied it for like 50 fucking years.
Look, dude,
It's just people repeating what other people say on both ends.
give anybody a fucking platform. They're gonna say what the fuck It's dumb, and
I feel like there's some kind of intentional division by like the powers that be that they want us to be divided on these issues because there's money in both sides. There's money in people taking the vaccine and following that aspect of it, and there's also money in people being against it and looking into other things.
We know where there's not money. Ivermectin.
yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
They're plugging their new fucking drop, their new album. Not the horse paste. That's what it's going to be called. All right, so
speaking of put the kibosh, you want to just transition into something.
Let's do a smooth.
It's not going to be that smooth.
I want a nice rough transition.
But at least we're not being told what to do. Like Joe Biden apparently is being told what to do. Did you see this?
I couldn't help myself, but I couldn't find everything I wanted to see. I saw one clip. Let's see what you got.
Let's go. And then I want to play something. Just how do you know who Curtis Sliwa is?
That does not ring
He's
bells.
a politician or a former Marine Army guy running for governor of New York City. And there was an interesting thing that happened, and you kind of just wish I want somebody to be like this with people. Like, it's really nice to see. I don't know if it was staged or not, but let's start with the first thing, huh?
I already want to say, off rip. He was a former Marine, you're never a former Marine. He has my support, but I have to see what he's about.
Let's. Can somebody look up Curtis Sliwa, Sliwa, and just see if he was a former Marine, so I can pull this up. Let me pull the video up.
And prior to that, we're doing the Biden thing first, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It's kind of like a juxtaposition.
Was it SLIWA?
Yep. Curtis Sliwa.
Right on the nose, first try.
Talk show host?
Talk show host?
Yeah, maybe. I don't. But
Republican nominee from New York.
That's got to be him. Yeah.
Murder attempt.
What?
Guardian.
He's a guardian angel.
Holy shit.
Or was a guardian angel, something like
Back
that.
in the 80s?
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it wasn't military. Maybe.
Okay, guardian.
Is that his wiki?
He was kidnapped and shot by 2 gunmen after entering a stolen taxi in Manhattan.
Whoa.
All right. Well,
maybe it's like he's wearing the guardian beret.
The kidnapping was foiled when he leapt from the front window of the moving cab and escaped.
Well,
I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
He's got some street cred.
Yeah.
All right, so
And
back to Biden with less street
thing
cred.
about that was John Gotti Jr. got charged with that.
Okay, we're gonna hold on to Sliwa because now I'm all invested. But all right, let's see Biden boy.
So here's a very revealing Biden moment.
Competitive economy in the world. So, folks, you do it all. I'm sorry to go on so long, but I can't thank you enough for all you've done for the country and what you've done for me over my career. You've educated me, you've brought me along, and you've always been there.
Come on, man.
Now, I'm supposed to stop and walk out of the room here.
What? See?
Well, I'm going to stop.
And people laugh at
With
it.
your permission, I'm going to walk into the room because I want to say hello to all. Thank you.
Okay, so
People are applauding his.
It was classy, but he's
What was
indicating.
classy? Can you explain what was classy?
The whole I'm supposed to stop thing, which is where we're really digging into. But like I said, because I want to come into the room.
Right, he's trying to flip it as
cool.
if he had the choice, and it's like, but you don't. You don't have the choice.
So that's what's truly if that's concrete.
Because we've seen him do it before. Like,
Yeah.
they told me to call.
I saw
on
another one today.
Bill, I got to call on. Like they tell him who to call on. It's like the dude can't improv. He can't freeball. He has to stick to the script, because if he doesn't and he goes over time, he just starts to deteriorate.
And he gets a spanking because, yes, apparently I'm learning that he has hinted more than a couple times. He has fucking handlers.
You know the guy.
He's not the shot caller. He's the president.
They always do. I mean, all of them do. They're the face of the people. They're not the one calling the shot. They might have to sign off on some shit, but like, I don't feel they have a choice in a lot of it. Like,
I agree and I disagree. I agree and I disagree. Like I have that mindset, but I also have a mindset of, if someone is a little more they can get more done.
That's probably true.
You know, just like, it's kind of like this. It's the best of both worlds there. Like, they are the front person of America, and if they're like this guy, they probably don't get much done except what the deep state wants.
I'd like a consensus, okay? Do we feel that the president, the seat of the president, is the most powerful job in the world? I don't think so.
In the world or in America?
I'm sorry, in America. I don't think so, because there are people behind the curtains.
Now that he has executive order,
that's a good point, because see, that's what I was going to say is, I feel like who's really in charge are like the people who donated the money for his campaign.
I mean, he's commander-in-chief of the military. Like,
he has control of the military.
Right, so to me, that makes him the most powerful.
But in theory, he's not supposed to be able to declare war to some extent without Congress
Except
permission,
now they have executive order where he can do things without Congress's approval.
I wonder how far that could take us. Executive orders.
But I get what
there
you're
are checks
saying.
and balances. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You know, the whole.
To me, that's the bigger. That's what's bigger than Biden is the checks and balances, is the system there that keeps all these crazy decisions in place. So that's to me, like, Biden is the most powerful, but the system in which they all are a part of, that's the filter that things need to go through. So if that's the end all, like, he can say one thing, but when it goes through the filter and it gets batted around 13, 14 different ways, it changes, it doesn't pass, it does pass. So that, you know, the buck kind of stops with the system.
I get kind of a throwback idea of the Time magazine reveal, the shadow cabal that helped secure the election, not rig it, but secure it. You know, I want to know if those people are a part of the checks and balances. No, Biden, you can't say that. We donated X amount to you, blah, blah, blah.
You ever seen House of Cards? That used to be on Netflix, or maybe it's still on.
No, I used to like Kevin Spacey till he got outed for being a pedo.
I think House of Cards is a good example of how it really works. And I think there's a lot of shit like where if he doesn't do what his fucking donators want him to do, that they will make sure that he is like fucking removed from office or doesn't get reelected.
Right,
or
so
that's like every political position.
Oh, I agree.
That feeds into the president is not as powerful as we may think he is.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that. If you're going to phrase it like that, I agree with that.
Yeah,
he's not as powerful as we think he is, but he is the most powerful in order.
In the hierarchy of things.
I want the fucking money from those motherfuckers out, because I don't want those people in the shadows, these big fucking conglomerate companies making the fucking decisions. You know, because they have the money to throw at the campaign. I don't like that.
Yeah, money is the power, period. You got the fucking money, you got the fucking power, and you get the fucking pussy.
I'm kind of torn on term limits too, because
I know we talked about it.
Being there for like an extended amount of time, it's not like this like big chaos and everything changes every few years. Like, it's just like, fuck, we get momentum one way or the other, and it goes poo poo.
Yes, and then somebody will reverse every single fucking bit of progress, or that shit just gone, like Biden did with Trump shit.
A reverse.
And prior to that. So we're always walking, 2 steps forward, 4 steps fucking backwards.
I do think that Congress in particular should have term limits, because they do a lot of fucked up shit. And I feel like if they had fucking term limits, they would be some kind of more of a check and balance on them, that they wouldn't get away with such
Look
fucked
at their
up
fucking
shit.
salaries, and we know what their net worth is. They don't fucking make sense.
They would just be bribed beforehand and not bribed during. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be there has to be like lobbyists need to go, like things of that magnitude need to kind of go. But how the fuck do you get the money out of politics, man?
That's
They literally, they wrote it into legislation. It's legal to bribe people, people in power.
I like the way that Bernie was doing it.
Me too.
He was not taking money from certain places. Or
he didn't take money.
I
got you. He refused all super PAC money. He did not allow government funded shit. It was all grassroots from the people. And there was one huge donor that tried to give him $10 million. He said, "We only accept up to 5,000."
I can't take it. It's too much.
He gave all of it back and kept the 5,000.
And then if he had got elected, he wouldn't have been in those people's fucking pockets.
Exactly. We would have had somebody not beholden to all the corruption that we really, really bitch about the most.
Right.
So that aside, I am curious. Like, what's the thing on the video there?
Okay,
is that Trump?
No, this is Curtis Sliwa.
Oh.
And this happened not too long. Okay, yeah, it is mayor. I'm sorry. I said governor, so
Is
it's
that
mayor.
Is it Trump's twin brother?
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's anything militaristic with him. Like, we just
he's
looked
got
it
the
up.
Guardian
but
Angel
yeah,
thing,
it
right?
was the,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
The
just
red
wearing
beret.
a beret and
Yeah,
shit.
he's just a douche with a beret. But let's peep this.
No tolerance.
So a homeless man, while Curtis is giving his speech, kind of just runs right in scene, and it's interesting what happens from here.
Zero tolerance.
What is going on? What?
It's a perfect example. Yo, what's up, man? What's your name? Okay, man. How long you lived here?
6 years.
6 years. 6 years. And where you from originally?
I'm from Georgetown, Guyana.
All right, Diane. Have you ever been hospitalized?
A lot of times. Bellevue.
But you're supposed to be on medication. Would you rather be somewhere else than Penn Station? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We'll take care of you.
He's gonna make out with him.
I just don't want to take advantage of you guys.
You're not taking advantage. This is our responsibility. I'm running for mayor. I'm going to make sure that you and your other friends down here are taken care of, okay?
Okay, boy.
You want to stand with us while we continue? Yeah, why don't you stand right here with us?
All right. All around, guys. I don't. It's a beautiful thing, but how honest and real was that?
You know what? My first thought of that was when I saw that was Sir Smokes a Lot from fucking Half Baked. He's like, he had sex with my mama, man. I'm like, whatever.
Like,
I mean,
Doctor said I need a Becky on me.
I don't think it was okay. So just be,
that's
if
a
you're
great
asking
PR
me,
stunt.
if you're asking me, I think it was legit. But if it was staged, I don't think it was scripted at all. I think they just said push the crazy guy into the scene. Like maybe it was done last minute, but other than that, I think that was a genuine interaction you saw there. And
if that's the case, that man has my support. Like I loved that.
He's like, come on, stand with. Like he saw the guy in pain. He said, no, let me talk to him.
I hope it's real. I have so little faith left in our institutions, our representation. Please be real.
I mean, he is a douchebag with a beret, so you never know.
It reminds me of like
The
you
beret
see
did
that
kill me.
Jamie Kennedy movie, like Malibu's Most Wanted or whatever. You ever seen that? Like where his dad, like he thinks
What's
he's like
his slogan? Quit hating. Damn. What's his
like his dad's running for
Stop playing.
governor, and the kid thinks he's like gangster, so he hires these two actors to like pretend that
does look
they're
like the dad.
gangsters to like fucking go get him in. It's like it reminds me of that. Like behind the scenes, the guys got like British accents and shit, but when they were like putting him in the car, they're talking like they're from the street.
At some point, I feel like later on tonight we should maybe turn the phone lines on. I'm digging the activity in the chat today. It's very, with us. They're really following with us.
I mean, if you want, we
Just
can,
for later.
We can pop them. I mean, it's almost our time. So
Already?
If you want, we
Wow.
can play. Before we play the videos, we can kind of meander a little bit to see if anybody wants to call in, and then if not, we can play some public freak out. And
then I'll
get the freak
tease off of hearing this from Josh. I will tease that for me at least. There's a high probability of a posty-esque show, which for those of you, and there are new names, and I'm so thankful, welcome to the family and the show, is something where we do after the show, hence the name post show, and we get a lot more comfortable. I personally start to sip a little whiskey, get a little loose-lipped, and say things I regret later. So we might have that. Stick around.
So the lines are open. If you want to call, just bear with us. It is only one. I, by the way, am not gonna drink. I didn't drink today. I've developed quite a bad habit. When I started with Mornings at Night, that was the time when I wasn't drinking. Then I started to party a little bit. Then when we got to Stuck in the Middle, I wasn't drinking again. And maybe within the past like
you were doing like
4 months,
a prep shot.
Yeah, I mean, I did my obligatory double shot. You know, I would do that before I go on stage, and going to the gym, like, it just releases all that anxiety, and it's still a little anxious to go on and go live, but I don't know. It's just, and you don't want to fuck up the workout too by drinking, so there's more incentive there.
It's like.
It's
like, are you going to drink before? Did you drink before the show today, Josh? He's like, no. Well, 12 beers.
You got 12 beers, but that doesn't.
Does anybody else like get really drunk and then start to work out like really dumb?
Yeah, duh.
When I was in the Army before, like, my first fucking PT test at my duty station, where you're supposed to
duty station.
You do push-ups, sit-ups, and then like a 3-mile run. I mean, my sergeant comes up and he's like, "Hey man, you'll do better on the fucking test if you like take a couple of drinks before the fucking thing."
Jeez.
I hope that man got skyrocketed up to the highest fucking division. So the
Curtis
phone
Lee
number,
was somebody I would have a few drinks with.
I'm telling you, man. I hope that was real. Regardless, though, he's got a crazy backstory. So
yeah, we can pull up a little bit on him. But yeah, if you want to call the show, the lines are open 954-399-3631. We were just talking some Curtis Lewa, some Joe Biden.
And I'll put it out there, and my adoring co-host does not know. Yes, there are some people that have since yesterday spoken about yesterday's episode. If you wish to call, feel free. Otherwise, that's what I intend to go into on the post show.
Hell to the yes.
Otherwise, hold your peace and fuck off. All right? We don't need your kind around here. Nah,
So Maggie says it seems staged, but I think he's genuine. The video goes on, and the homeless man stayed. Bert says, I think better than someone that's nice to you, but will stab you in the back after they are elected. So kind of a consensus going on. Oh, here we go with people showering while the Stuck Boys chat.
Oh, yeah, well, there's been a reoccurring theme. For whatever reason, Bert always watches us in the shower.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I used to watch Bert when I brushed my teeth. So it's just a weird thing. It's a kink. Did you see a comment at the very bottom? Oh, it explains a lot. I was like, LOL, yep.
What?
That was when you were talking about drinking pre-show. The person immediately said that.
Yeah, I before that though, because I had my workout, I like even if I had a few shots, I'd probably have the same energy right now. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily affecting with that.
I'm noticing a calmness that's not always there right now.
We got a comment in the chat too. He says when he was in the Marines, they always did PT or their PFT, drunk or hungover. Just a trail of vomit behind the platoon as everyone's running. Like, I just wanted to elaborate on that. Like, I'm sure he knows what I'm talking about. Like those days when you got to be at formation at like fucking 0600 and it's like 5:30 in the morning and you haven't gone to sleep yet because you're out partying and shit.
All right, word. Sorry, you got interrupted by a ring. Uh-oh. I'm scared.
What's up, Tiffany?
Hi.
Welcome to Stuck at Night.
Welcome, fam.
Welcome, fam.
Howdy.
Howdy. So you got some words. You got some words to say. Some words of encouragement for the boys.
Got the best words.
I mean, I don't have words of encouragement, but because I felt like my story was actually brought out there, and I will openly say it was mine because I have no shame in it. But when somebody's talking about swallowing instead of vasectomies, I could find that funny, except for when it's your uncle saying it to their niece.
I would love...
As a complete stranger saying that, I could find it humorous and be like, okay, whatever, ha ha ha. But my uncle saying that to me and also being somebody who says that, who abandoned 4 of his 5 children, I don't find it funny.
Right. No, that sure. I definitely get. That's why we didn't bring that part up. I guess Eli was just kind of bringing up the concept of someone saying that, so we didn't really get...
I wanted to keep it vague, and I wanted to use the two, what I felt to be like very polarizing points. Like it's either this or that. Like we don't have other options.
Yeah, there was no shade meant to be thrown, if that's what you kind of thought.
I wasn't taking it as that, but at the same time, because I wasn't able to comment on my uncle's post because I blocked him due to the nasty comment towards me.
Oh.
Yes, I couldn't respond, and I felt if it was going to be broadcasted out in the open, I will stand up and say something, because my uncle, being a person that is very openly able to have been spoken for, he should have had a vasectomy if he wasn't going to take care of his kids. So I think he was somebody who should not have been spoken, which is why I was so offended by him even stating anything, period, towards that.
I hope you understand why we kept it anonymous. You know,
well,
yeah, we didn't want
I guess to fill people in now. So like your situation, like this, the whole comment regarding vasectomies and swallowing happened on Tiffany's post, as she's saying.
Correct.
And her uncle was the one who made, which is kind of disgusting. It's like,
yes.
why would you say that to your niece?
Yeah, for sure.
The uncle part.
Exactly.
Yes. And at first, like, I didn't know the full context and the abandonment and stuff.
That's why I wanted to clear up the whole thing, so you can understand I wasn't trying to be offensive by that comments I made. It was more so like you didn't know the full story, so when you were making fun of it, it was more of a mockery towards me because you didn't know the full story.
So I think there's a little miscommunication going on, because that wouldn't be the first time somebody has suggested, vasectomy or swallowing, whatever the case is. So that's why we didn't bring up, you're kind of filling in blanks that weren't there. You know what I mean? Like
Which is why I'm cool with putting myself out there and not trying to throw other people out there.
Heard.
I know exactly where it came from, so I was okay with saying, hey, yes, that was my uncle, because he should be put out there.
I see.
But not on my Facebook, so my cousins wouldn't possibly be affected by it.
And I just want to extend my respect to you're very vocal about your positions about pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And so, I know what you're about. So for that, I say you have my eternal respect. And there's even I'm not going to say which it is because I want to tease this, but there's one specific post of yours that is absolutely golden, and I can't wait to talk about it tomorrow.
Yes, there's a lot of, if you want to tune in and watch tomorrow, Tiffany, we're going to be doing a lot of, might dive into that topic a little more with some of the abortion stuff. And
tomorrow's the Stuck in the Middle abortion special.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to do a live abortion.
I'll definitely be watching on that, because I do think there's a lot of sides on it.
Stuck in the Middle of Penis is going to be another one, because there's a post just about penis. And I don't want to say more.
Okay.
Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for sharing that. That was, that definitely opens up.
It was enlightening. It was
very enlightening.
Yes, it added.
Well, exactly why I wanted to bring it up, because the statement itself, if it was from Eli or Josh or any other man who isn't related to me, I'd be like, ha ha ha.
Right.
And if my uncle only had one kid he took care of, I would still be like, that was kind of disgusting, but like, okay, uncle.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not okay when you're making jokes like that when you have kids you're not taking care of and you haven't seen since they were born.
I'll give you one. You could just clip this little part and send it to him. What's your uncle's first name, if you're willing to share?
No.
No, first name.
No, it doesn't have to go off to that.
You don't need to
Hey,
do first
you,
name.
Tiffany's uncle. You're a fucking scumbag. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
All right, there you go.
aborted.
I did it.
Yeah, don't make such freaking
No, you
disgusting
should've-
jokes to your niece.
You
man.
should have been swallowed, motherfucker. There you go, Tiff.
There you go.
You could send him that.
We got your back, Tiff. We got your back.
Good shit. You guys have fun. Thank you for hearing me.
Yes.
And have a good night, and I will tune in tomorrow.
All right, Tiff. Thank you so
Good
much.
shit.
Yeah, check out tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one. We'll talk to you later.
Right,
Tiffany,
right.
everybody. Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
nice. I believe that was a first-time caller
First
too.
time caller, and I was nervous because I knew it was her. She was in the chat. I was
Right.
like, oh god.
Yeah, I think that's why we didn't say, because we didn't
Yeah,
want to.
no, we wanted to keep it very vague and
because that-
anonymous, respecting that. Yeah.
And it was obviously like bad. It was like
it was not
and
in a positive light. Yes,
and it defeated the purpose to coincide with that, with our do you swallow or spit? But like you said, good on her for wanting to come out and kind of get the whole
She is
story
vocal
out,
about
so.
her stances. I may not agree with all of them, which is exactly one of the things we're talking about tomorrow. But moving on to tomorrow. Before tomorrow, we have today.
We're going to keep the phones open just for a few more minutes, 954-399-3631. If not, we'll get to some public freakout videos.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm going to do a little posty, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to.
I'm going to drink a
for
little
sure.
bit.
For sure.
What's up, V? What's up, Bert? What's up, Maggie? All you people. Christina. All you lovely people.
I guess let's just get into some videos.
Oh, yeah,
here
that's why
while-
I'm just reading names.
while we're doing this, you know how sometimes I tell you videos bring me immense joy?
Oh, indeed, sir.
Right.
Indeed.
This is one of those videos.
Do you remember that time I randomly said, I want seltzer? You're like, what?
Yeah. I'm still like, what?
I did get that seltzer. It's very satisfying.
I'm still so confused.
I'm gonna bring it and just drink it on air. I just want to show everybody the joy of seltzer.
All right, let's go to the video. Boom.
She looks familiar. Did I have sex with her?
Maybe. So these vegans run into some like chicken factory, and they do that thing where they're like, "We're gonna bolt our necks to your machine, man."
Good. Oh my god, I seen this some time ago. Okay.
Yes, I think it's a few years back, but when it comes up, I'm like, "Oh
this
yeah,
is gold. This is fucking gold."
I'm like, "Oh yeah." Let's see.
Oh yeah.
We haven't done any wrestling puns in a while.
Brings out my inner macho man. Yep. Oh, all the same faces.
Look at this idiot. So the video started before, like they're already in the place. So it starts right when they're there, and they're all gonna tie their necks to this fucking machine.
This machine that's meant to shred things.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do your original plan. Over.
We have mics. Over.
Over.
It looks so uncoordinated. Like this douchebag with the camera is just
really
like,
does. Yes.
I'm gonna go in and out and look around, man.
This guy trying to do his job.
Yeah, no, all these people just trying to slaughter their chickens.
Yeah. How else do you get chicken nuggets, motherfuckers?
Buddy, I'm just trying to work here, okay? I got chicken guts all over my pants.
You think I enjoy doing this? This is how I make a living, asshole.
And you got a camera in my face. Yeah, did I come to your gay job and put a camera in your face? So the machine started.
Who would have thought that they might be in some impending danger?
Stupid camera guy's taking a second to figure out what's going on, but quickly we figure out that he's in fact about to get decapitated.
I'm sorry that I find that funny.
Oh God!
Oh, that head might just pop off.
A little, you kind of regretting what you did, bud?
Yeah, you.
Huh? How you feeling?
Kind of want a chicken nugget right now, don't you?
They turned Jerry into chicken nuggets, man. They got him, man. They got his ass.
Hey, Jerry's good with barbecue sauce.
Hey, wait, that's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen.
Save the animal. Oh my God, save my life.
You know, it would have been cool if like one of those like vegan peoples were like, fucking Jerry's he's sacrificing his life, man.
Yeah,
do it, Jerry. Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, for the cause.
Yeah.
Martyrdom.
Dude, Jerry, you fucking dude.
Jerry's
rest in
gotta
power,
die
man.
so the chickens can live, man.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
This poor fucking bastard fumbling the keys, fumbling the keys.
Panicking.
Yeah. It's key 7. Key 7. Oh God, I dropped the keys. You know, as my neck is breaking here.
Yeah.
And you can't find the right key.
Take your time there, pal. It's all right.
I think he's passed out. It'd be cool if he passed out.
It might be merciful if he passed out. No, he's awake.
It'd be cool if that guy just started pushing his head through, just like, nah, we're just gonna go.
Let it happen.
Yeah. Decide, commit, succeed, Jerry.
He knew the risks.
Do you think
Decide, commit.
his head is holding the machine back, or did they stop it? Look at this guy. This guy, get out, man.
Get the fuck out.
Stop with the peace fit. We come in peace.
He's about to school him. He's like, I understand, but you're fucking up my day.
Hey, like, do you mind saving our friend from your chicken machine, man?
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, it was our bad. But seriously, man, don't fucking kill chickens. Like, they all get, like, all cock strong, like, after Jerry gets out of the little neck brace.
Was there a
And they're
pun?
walking away.
Was there a pun there? Cock strong? Cock-a-doodle-doo?
You know what? There is now.
Okay.
They're all like, yeah, whatever, fag.
Yeah.
It's like, I just saved you, man. Whatever, losers.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah.
This guy
God
sucks.
damn it. Yep, you fucking up everything, you douches.
They're running. Look at Jerry.
Jerry's like, oh, I love having a head on my neck. She's like feeling a little nervous.
She's just happy she's through the little post. Like, could you imagine if he died doing that? You know what I mean? Like, he just like, you died at a chicken machine because you put yourself on it. Like, you locked your neck to a chicken machine.
Look, all right, look at Bert being the big man here. Cranston, I think this goes to your point. I still think he deserves medical care.
I agree.
Damn it.
They should have sent a social worker.
I disagree. I think they should have let him get decapitated and go join the chickens in their nuggetness.
Yeah, like everyone's now's like, can I get the keys, please? Me next. Me next. You want to get the keys? You need to get the keys. Get this off my neck.
Yeah.
Jerry's not doing too good.
Let's go back to protesting from the keyboards.
Hey, I got the keys.
Real life doesn't suit me.
And you know, you didn't save one chicken. One chicken.
Yeah, no, nothing.
I mean, you did. You saved one chicken. His name was Jerry. But other than that,
yeah, there you go. Otherwise, nothing was impacted nor changed for the better.
No.
Congratulations.
No. Let's see what else we got for another public freakout video.
I'm thinking about doing a Pander for Views challenge where I pretend to be passionate about something and royally fuck up while I'm protesting it.
This one's fun.
All right, let's see what we got.
This is COVID themed. COVID themed.
Is it contagious?
The doctor's walking in fully decked out, and the patient
Fully decked out.
Yeah, and like Dr. COVID attire.
All right.
I guess the patient thinks it's a ghost.
Shut up.
Did you see her? Like,
thought it was a ghost?
Yeah, literally thinks it's a ghost.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And this poor guy.
Is he like this?
Yeah, like the poor patient. Look at him.
Yeah, no. I know. He's like, what in the fuck?
Oh shit! He's the fucking Grim Reaper of COVID's here. I've come to put you on ICU machine. I'm a doctor, you asshole.
No, you're.
But that's how nervous they got people, Like you're in the hospital, like,
and you start.
The only things that happen in hospitals are people die. Like, no, you get better there.
Isn't that Jerry from the other video?
Yeah, that does fucking look just like Jerry.
Trying to get his
Head
vitals checked
and all. Wow, like, okay. I mean, I didn't know to expect. Like, I don't believe in ghosts or the supernatural much anymore, so that's just ridiculous to me. Yeah, I mean, it gets complicated.
How dare you not believe in ghosts?
Remember, we have the episode we've been touting for years, Stuck in the Middle of Religion. One of these days, it's going to come to fruition.
We probably won't ever get there.
We'd love to just have somebody really invested in faith so we could have it, equal, because that's what we do at Stuck in the Middle. We always empower discourse between people that may not see eye to eye, because it's the art of conversation and discourse that will keep us alive and afloat. So with that, you know where to find us, youtube.com/Stuck in the Middle. Go ahead, be bold, smash the like button, and sharing is caring. It can be fun. And leave a comment, just like everybody did during the CanCon Especial. Feel free to add that energy when this goes not live.
Put that BDE up.
Leave a little comment for
and
us.
if you really want to support us, tie your head to a chicken machine.
Mm-hmm. That'll show us what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
And as Eli said, where to find us, but also when to find us, Monday through Thursday, 10 p.m. on youtube.com/Stuck in the Middle. Shout out to all of our loyal fans and listeners, new callers today. And yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of a post show after this, so
do you
stick
want to
around.
leave this live and on?
Yeah, I think we're just going to leave this stream up, and not cut off. So,
all right, guys.
I'll just put some timestamps in there. But yeah, so this is not really bye, but it's bye for this part.
It's not me, it's you.
It's you. Hello, boys.
I'm trying to open the motherfucking chat, and I can't, but welcome to the post show, everybody, while I go through my own personal tech difficulties. So this is what it's like, huh, Josh? When you're in the middle of something and you just get fucked up looking at something that's fucking you up. Fuck.
Exactly. This is what it's like, and this is what it's like to be part of the post show. We used to do these almost religiously, but that was when we did one show a week.
Yeah.
Now that we do 4, you know.
That one show a week used to be like 6 fucking hours, too.
Yeah,
Remember there was one time I called in on the post show and me and Josh were on till like 4 o'clock in the morning or some shit.
Yeah, there were times when it just went, and like, I can imagine being like a YouTube passerby, if you will, and hovering over that episode and seeing it says like 6 hours, like nobody's gonna click it because you open it up, there's like this wait, you don't know where, you know, it's too much. It's too much. It's a little more structured, regimented, and I think people are actually responding positively to the new structure, but apparently there's also some other comments floating out there that Eli wanted to bring up, so we'll get into that here, all in the post show.
Yeah.
See, that was a nice segue transition I did there.
This is very, very nice.
Thank you.
I'd say just in general, there was some feedback regarding yesterday's episode, and apparently some of these people have felt certain ways regarding this very topic or concept for a little bit, on and off, whatever. And I haven't heard any such criticisms until some of the conversation of yesterday came to fruition. Part of me, while I'm still fucking struggling with this shit, until I'm gonna give up and just commit to the conversation. But
well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
the conversation.
Oh, good. I'm back in the chat. All right. So all right, for those of you that are with us today, I'm curious if you were with us yesterday. Well, think of it as a throwback. Now, I rewatched some of yesterday's episode. So, I mean, hell, I thought about this throughout the day, and now here we are in the moment. So I guess I'll ask both parties, like, how did, gentlemen, yesterday there was a moment of I don't know if the word is appropriately used. Contention, is that appropriate? Was there was a moment?
I found it a moment of entertainment.
The poignant moment for me, and apparently some other people, saw that as Cranston reaching out, saying, like the moment is when he's like, "This is why I have an issue, or talking, communicating, or getting my point across," and like this is why. And your rebuttal was very quick, very defensive, and I would have been the same way. Was like, okay, sure, just blame it all on Josh. You don't have all these other things going on, blah blah blah. I think in that moment he was just genuinely trying to say, this is one of the reasons why I find it problematic to communicate.
Well, I mean, there's a lot one could speculate from what he meant until we just ask Cranston himself what he meant, but just being in context and being what I've been told by other people before, even Cranston at one point, to me, it was safe to assume that was one part of that comment. Like that feeling was one part of that comment. Maybe not the whole meaning of the comment, but I don't think it was, I don't think I was thinking anything that wasn't happening.
Okay. It's very important to me, Cranston, for the sake of cohesion and all of us, we're a fucking team. And I'll be very, very transparent. I'll be honest, like privately, when we first started with Josh, like I was echoing quite a bit that I had my doubts about you, that you weren't meshing well in the way the art of conversation goes and all that. But I've done a bit of a 180 as of late because you are fighting for your voice, which was a big problem of our last your predecessor.
Who did not.
He surrendered and he'd only bitch, moan, and complain. You don't do that. You do stick to your guns.
And people think there's like an order. I talk, Eli talks, Cranston talks. Then I talk, then Eli talks, and Cranston talks. Like that's how the order, and that's just not.
There's no pecking order.
That's never how a conversation is ever going to go. At the very least, with me, you know what I mean. Like if I feel like it's veering off to the point at hand, I'm going to interject and say, wait, before we get to that part, we got to go back to A before we get to B, and just to clarify some things. So.
Do you want to read the comment? I saw you probably just saw that comment.
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay. I mean, I'll put the name out there. I'm sure he doesn't mind. So Bert did comment just now, when Josh went off on Cranston and Josh wouldn't let him talk, Josh is a good guy, but that was a bad look at that moment.
Yeah, I mean, agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. I haven't watched it back, but I'm confident being in the moment that there was something that we were going to jump. And if we're talking about the ivermectin conversation,
yes, I believe
there was
so.
a point being made that I felt like, which I mean, you can't necessarily tell me that I'm wrong, but I felt like we were jumping ahead. Like, as I just said, we were all of a sudden going to be like Joe Rogan had to prove some of this monetary gains. And it just felt like to me that we're going to now glance over A, meaning there's a reason why I think he would like have a case. Not to say we don't have the knowledge if he's had monetary damage yet, which Cranston was implying means that's what really is going to make his case. But I was starting with A. He has the first part to that case, and it just seemed like we were glancing over that as if to say, you know what I mean? Like, as if to say that didn't matter.
I get that. And because essentially...
it was more for clarification, because it just seemed like we brought the monetary aspect into it when we were trying to kind of put a bow on the idea that he has that part before that, though, with them saying it's horse pace, they're defaming him, it's belittling his character. We don't have the monetary gain yet, but we have, to me, everything up right before the monetary, because we don't have that evidence.
To circle back to the story, did he say he might strike back with anything legally?
Did he? It's Rogan. I think he was just saying it to say it.
No, yeah, I didn't know.
Brock said that he was talking about suing CNN or something, and what I asked was, what are the damages? Like, if he was going to sue CNN, like, what are the damages? And that was because I was curious. That was my main question about it, because if
that's where we hung up on, though, because damages doesn't necessarily mean monetary damages. So that's where Eli and I started to say, well, like, they were belittling his character.
for my point was for a lawsuit, you have to have damages. Any law professor, any attorney is going to tell you you do not have a case unless you have damages. He can go on there and smear. They can go on there and smear whoever the fuck they want. They could say anything they fucking want about you. If they don't give you damages that you can measure, that you can bring to a fucking jury, then show that you've been damaged, then you have no case.
Your approach, though, like while it's absolutely accurate, is a beeline to the legality aspect. What Josh was trying to preface was, you know, I guess the Rogan standpoint.
Like if there weren't this initial aspect to what I think would cause damages, he couldn't even look into the case.
You were fleshing it out
of why he could get to the monetary part,
and then you were presenting like by the law, because you know the law better than both of us, I would say.
But like because you kept saying damages and he has to prove damages, we were pontificating. Well, look, to me, we see these damages when CNN, Daily Mail, et cetera, all they keep saying he's using a horse dewormer, implying that he bought a drug not from a doctor. I think that to me is damaging. We don't know if it affected him yet, but that was really my main sticking point.
Right, but I mean, I can address that, but I mean, to address that is damaging. It depends though, because like I say, you have to be able to bring something tangible that you can show a court, and if he doesn't have that, he's not going to win.
But defamation is already something.
But that's the thing, though. See, like the elements for defamation, you have to have damages. If they can defame you all day long. If you don't have damages, you're shit out of luck. They can say anything they fucking want about you that's not fucking true. If you didn't lose your job over it, or you didn't get fired, whatever, where you out money, then it doesn't matter what the fuck they say.
You really nail the point home when it comes to the legality, logistics.
And the thing is, when you're dealing with a celebrity, a politician, somebody like that, the standard goes even higher. Because we were talking about malice. I mean, that's a much harder thing to prove in court. If he was a private citizen...
But you could still, not being in a court, you could definitely say, like, the media is kind of, you could say it's almost malicious.
If the court's a ladder and the top of the ladder is taking it to court, I can say, hey, we've jumped up a peg or two. We're discussing what that peg or two was. We're not saying, well, it's not there yet because this is what it doesn't have. We're just merely discussing the rise, stepping from peg 1 to peg 2, going through the motions. And we would have got to that part knowing, oh, but look, he doesn't have anything else to get him there. And it was just like, you know.
Okay, now it's a little bit more divided here instead of...
What gets to me is when, like, I feel like yesterday, and it's not the first time that I've felt that.
This is what I wanted to get to.
Like, when I try to, like, I'll try to say something, and you, like, cut me off and don't let me finish, and then before you won't let me finish, and then you'll hit me with 3 or 4 counter arguments or questions, and then
Cranston, you do that too, though.
Okay, but...
You can't nitpick me for that when what I'm talking about is you just brought in another argument to the conversation. We were just trying to philosophize necessarily, peg 1, peg 2. And you were doing, well, it's not this. Like you were changing the argument kind of thing.
I feel like where we get at sometimes is where it's like, you think that I'm saying something that's not what I'm saying because you're not listening to me, what I'm saying. Because before I can finish saying it, you cut me off. So then you come up with this narrative that you think this is what I'm arguing when it's not actually what I'm arguing. And then we get in a back and forth where you're arguing with me thinking that the point I'm arguing is something which is not what I'm arguing. And the whole thing could be avoided if you just let me like finish my initial thought.
Yeah, it's a me thing.
That's
maybe not. You can be more clear. It's a me thing. I get it.
And that's just how I felt like it's happened a couple of different times. Like you referenced it the other day. So, and that's just what I felt about that.
Yeah, to me, a conversation is never going to go. So, especially when you're bringing up points, I want to interject. I'm a Biden. So when you're mentioning a few different points in a retort and you get to the first point and I'm already in disagreement with it, I'm going to say, wait, hang on. But this, like, trying to get clarification, trying to understand the conversation. So again, I don't necessarily agree with that. I just don't think you're used to kind of doing it in like a talk show entertainment form to kind of really dissect, flesh it out. Sometimes, and it seems like I'm being stubborn or thick-headed or whatever, but I'm just not understanding your point of view sometimes. And it takes me a few different ways to answer the question, to phrase it, to really understand what you're saying. And if you get shitty with me off the bat without, allowing that type of dance, like, yeah, of course I'm going to get shitty too. And there are times when I got shitty before you got shitty, but that's the whole dance of doing a conversation and doing a show.
I know we both done it. That's how I felt about it, is like, sometimes you'll cut me off and then you'll come up with like this other point that's not what I'm.
I agree with cutting you off. I disagree with, I think there's a narrative there. I think everything you say, I fully understand. Like, we're going in circles about the whole damages thing. I understand what you're saying, but we're going in circles.
I just wanted to, I was getting.
Not in a bad way. I'm just saying, like.
I felt like yesterday, like you thought that I was arguing something else about like the ivermectin thing. Like,
I felt like you thought I was arguing something else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It turns out you two were arguing about different fucking things, which is amusing.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's like we get where I'm talking one thing and you're talking another thing, and you think I'm arguing the one thing, and it's not what I'm fucking saying. I agree.
Just know I didn't come here to blame you for any of it. I just know it's the part of it. I know you're new to the this and stuff like that. So
because I want us to really be a good team. And
it's not the first time I've heard it either, too. Many previous people that sat in that chair and others are like, Josh is this and Josh is that. And it's just, okay, well, that's what I am.
I think by default, you seem to always get the shittier end of the stick, because I also have gotten the whole Eli, the diatribes, but anyway.
Well, it shows that, everybody else kind of forms their own narrative too, because apparently now, I'm glad we brought this up, because I hope other people now are like, okay, well, I kind of understand my side of it. Yeah, that's my hope.
There's a very well fleshed out observation that I'd like to read where it started and where it graduated.
Yeah, please.
To. All right, so just let the whole. I'm going to read it.
Let you
comments.
Finish.
From top to bottom. I feel when Cranston was saying his point, he was interrupted, and then Josh spoke with then Cranston tried to finish his thought, and Josh would say, "Well, wait, I'm not done," and then wait. But someone never gets to finish their thought, whereas you interrupt Josh and he wants to finish his. Gotta make it fair. So I think that's where she's kind of identifying. Did that make any sense? Like, at first she saw just you interrupting, then she realizes you're just the type of person that you have to finish your thought, because you do have the Biden thing sometimes. You're
talking to me. Yes. Yeah, for sure, man. But also, too, it's just this habit of fully fleshing something out to get for the audience too, fully fleshing out an idea so everything is kind of understood, taking a second and not rushing through it and making sure we understand what we all just said. And when confusion comes into play is when we're not understanding what we're saying. And I disagree with you when you said that I don't listen. Like, we can sit here and play that forever. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
I would have liked to finished my thought yesterday about the damages aspect, and then you find to go back to like, because I get.
But do you understand my point though? Because it felt like we kept going past. It almost felt like this. It felt like that you seeing the media say this and this about Joe Rogan. It's like, yeah, I don't care. If you can't prove monetary damages, then everything else is bullshit, which is fine. But I think Eli and I were of the stance that like it is like we are bordering. We're on the edge of them defaming him. Maybe he doesn't lose monetary. Maybe doesn't lose money, but you're when you say somebody's taking a horse dewormer, you're saying they're not going to a doctor to get it prescribed.
It attacks their credibility a little bit. I think
it takes their credit, and even if it doesn't damage them, it
does a little niche on
it weakens it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not arguing that it's not defamation. I'm arguing about it being actionable in court. And I say this from a position where I have 2 law degrees. I've taken very many law classes. I've worked in law offices. I know this shit. And you have to be able to prove. You can't just go to a judge and say, well, he defamed me. I'm entitled to money.
This is not like a smarts thing, man. This is not like this is just a conversation thing.
This is where I
right, I get it. And we even said before we got into that, we all, like, at least we verbalized, Brock and I, like, he's not even meaning it. He's not, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not even meaning that he's actually going to go sue him.
That I don't know. That's what I know. The reason why I was.
I don't think he was meaning it, but I can't speculate. Well, I can. It's what we do.
Like Brock and I were talking about is a lot of times when cases like this, you sue them, and it
settle
costs,
out of court.
Yeah, it costs so much to go to court and fight it, so they'll end up settling for a certain amount because it's going to cost them both more money to go to court, whether you win or lose.
Here, Cranston, let me pose a comment to you. Since you are, the most illustrious in terms of law, the slander, the action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation. Quote, he is suing the TV network for slander.
Yes, correct. But to sue them for something, you have to have damages. If you go to court and you say...
Not saying it would be a successful thing, but I'm saying isn't there a little bit of meat? I'm not saying there's a T-bone steak.
I'm not saying it's not defamation.
Right.
I'm saying that it's not actionable. Okay, here's what you could get if you sue. If you don't have damages, you could get what's called nominal damages. And what nominal damages is something to make an example out of you, but you have no damages. And so nominal damages, like you'll get a judgment for like $1, just so that the court says, okay, you fucked up, you defamed him, but he has no damages, so you owe him $1 because you were wrong, just to make an example. But like, it's a crock of shit because you're gonna go to court and spend all these thousands of fucking dollars to get a judgment for $1. But for like the guy who wins, like it's like justice because he won. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's not defamation. I'm not saying it's not right. And I felt like yesterday that you thought that I was arguing that I was not in agreement with you on that, where I agree with you about that. I just don't agree that he has a lawsuit there without damages, which was my question was originally, which spawned the whole discussion. Was I asked Brock, what are his damages? Because that's why I'm curious.
But because the word damages kept being thrown around, like it to people who don't study law, like let's just say for people who just want to have a conversation, we're seeing damage to us. Damages doesn't mean money. Damages means like slander. That that's kind of how we see it. So I don't even think he was really going to sue him. So it's almost a moot point. But if you look, let's take the legal system out of it, and that's kind of maybe more so what we should have done. But Rogan is the one that said suing people. But what we're really focused on is the idea that they are giving him a bad name. They've tried it many times before. They have a history of doing it. Regardless if it goes to law or not, there is meat on that bone of them being slanderous, trying to discredit him, trying to say he's crazy. Like there's a reason why they're picking and choosing the words they say in the headline. Like that's where I guess I was confused at our emotion in the moment of that aspect of it, but you kept going, but there's no money, like you can't prove damages, but nobody, we're not even there yet. We're in this, bowl of emotion about like, look, they're discrediting like horse door and blah blah. You're like, that's cool and all, but let's go back up here. And it's like we just weren't there yet, and I think it just got stuck in this loop.
The two of you were offering two different ends of context. That's all. You were giving the full, legality aspect if there were a court hearing, and you were offering every aspect of there's a bit of slander there.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right.
I believe.
I don't think anybody did anything wrong. That's where I'm confused. I'm confused about like what the problem was. Like really, I'm confused why it's a thing.
I wanted to revisit it for the sake of.
But like, what did you see? Like you said you watched it, and like anytime Eli's like, yeah, I'll wait. Like I know, okay, obviously it's about me in some aspect, but what did you see that made you want to bring it up?
I saw, watching it and watching the real-time comments as they unfolded and continued, I just identified that it was something that should be revisited for the sake of the health of...
That's good. That's a great observation to make, and that's like a producer move. And we got to revisit that.
My intention, so that we don't continue to... I mean, it's great when the dynamics, sometimes we don't want a fucking echo chamber. Sometimes it's healthy to be disagreeing, and agreeing to disagree is so fucking natural and safe, and I want everybody to be accustomed to that, because the day will come, none of us agree on something, and it's fucking okay.
But we want to make sure too that we're disagreeing and agreeing on the same things and not like two separate. You know, we don't want to get caught in that cyclical loop of like, you say this, I say that, but you say this and I say that, but you say this and I say that. It's just miscommunication. I don't know. It seems like you have a little more oomph behind it over time, like than I do.
I just felt like sometimes that if you let me finish my initial thought, that it would get more clarified to you, because a lot of times I don't get to finish, and then you go into some other points, and then you start thinking my argument is something that I'm not arguing, which if you just let me finish the initial thought, we wouldn't have that confusion, because you would understand. That's just how I feel. But
May I offer this? Because I feel the same way. But sometimes I have a pen and paper, and if I have a multi-layered thought that I need to get out, and I want to give somebody the okay, I just made one good point. People got to make it in real time. So maybe then jot down those other two thoughts so you remember them. Like that's what I do, because I forget topics. Like you see me do it all the time.
Yeah.
Quick pause, gentlemen. Would you like to put the? I'm so sorry, Cranston. Would you like to put the phone number up for anybody that wants to talk? Nothing is negative.
Sure. But what do you think about that? Like, what do you think about me not interrupting, but also Cranston doing his due diligence to maybe write down some of those ideas so then he doesn't forget it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've learned to do throughout. You know, there's growing pains.
That's good advice. Another thing I wanted to say was like, I don't ever want to like end up fighting with you like over an argument or a disagreement, because to me it's not fucking worth it. Like if it's something that we're gonna get like fighting or like upset at each other about, it's not worth it to me. Like I'm not that passionate about something to the point where I want to fight with one of my friends over it. Like we can discuss it, but if we're gonna get like combative, I'd rather just not fight with you.
Just remember this, and I told you this,
and I got some comments
after the fact. Like when you talked to me afterwards, was I like, I'm mad? I told you, I was like, dude, I'm fine. Like I'm good. How did it go? I knew what it was in the moment, and I rolled with it. Like I know disagree. Like it's good that it makes for fun listening. So I pick up on that, and it's sometimes it's just inadvertently. Sometimes my quest to have an understanding and dissect it a little more leads to those things. So I can't necessarily take all the credit for like I crafted that, but I was also like, I was confused in the moment. Like, oh, you wanted to go here, but hey, we're talking about here, and we were playing this kind of tennis match.
Before I read these two lovely comments, there was like when I was rewatching.
Can I get the phone number out real quick?
Please, yes.
954-399-3631. Give the show a call, 954-399-3631.
Especially to Lindsay, Christina, both of you who have been vocal throughout from today and some of yesterday. So damn, there's comments I wanted to read, short ones, and there was something else I wanted to, okay. I felt, damn it, I don't want to keep pivoting. Like, Josh, you didn't do
This is all episode 12, by the way, so check it out if you want to check out what we're listening to. Some people even
ask, like, play and let me be the judge. Please feel
Yesterday's
free.
episode, there's a part where I almost killed Josh. No, wait, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a few weeks ago, yeah.
That's not what I'm fucking saying. All right, no. So, I thought your comeback was very fast. The one where he said, where he was trying to say, like, this is why I feel like I don't remember your words.
I don't like being blamed for stuff like that. Like when you outwardly vocal, like I feel like there's other things at play than just me making you not finish. Like frustration leads you to have an outburst like that too, not, compounding things, not one thing or the other.
Well, yesterday it was because, like I said, I was trying to get that point out there about the damages, and before I could finish it, I felt like you hit me with this, that, and the other thing with like 3 different questions on other topics, which is fine, but I just wanted to get my like original thought out there first, because I think that if I had got that out there, it would have cleared it up a little bit more. But I get like what you're saying.
I think your base was already tainted a little bit. Your threshold was already less than. So, I think normally, I don't know. I feel like sometimes we've had this tennis match back and forth where it didn't end with you saying, oh, you know what I mean? We got a caller.
I think it might be BC.
Big cock.
Maybe.
Press 1 to send a voice.
Is this Lindsay? It was kind of muted.
Yeah, it is. What's up?
What's up, BC?
Lindsay?
What's up, mama?
Hey.
All right,
I'm
well,
in my car.
I know it's gonna happen now.
What's up, girlfriend?
I'm in my car, but I had to call in
Yes, you did.
because, listen,
Do tell.
well, the first thing I'm going to say is I love Josh.
It's already gonna be one-sided.
Long time coming.
So
Yep.
everything
fine.
I say is with love. Listen, you're never going to get Josh to admit he did anything wrong. Josh has a big ego. Eli is tiptoeing around it. He feels the same way, but he's not saying it because he doesn't want to make Josh mad. That being said, Josh does have a lot of awesome stuff to say, and he definitely should have a voice, but we all do kind of witness. You kind of do fly off a little bit if somebody's starting to make a comment. And, like, for example, I don't know the main example, but I remember one time somebody was saying something, and Josh goes, so are you saying that? Like, it was so crazy that I couldn't even believe Josh was, like, I couldn't even believe you were, like, you jumped on something so quick, and you did not let the person finish what they were saying. So
I was trying to be intentionally inflammatory? Yeah, I do that. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally, everybody's at fault. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it sounds like you called in to tell me I'm at fault, though. So
no, well, a little accountability.
Do you think Cranston did anything wrong, Lindsay? Like, if you're really a true unbiased person in this conversation, which off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I don't think you are, because you and I have had our disagreements, and I already know your thoughts and feelings on people who hold certain ideals. It's already kind of like they're less than in your book. Do you think Cranston has done anything wrong in this instance? Since you pointed out some things that I've done wrong, I have a big ego, stuff like that. Like, what do you think Cranston did wrong?
Well, let me tell you, I didn't even hear the fucking conversation. I'm just calling it before.
I love that deflection. That was great.
No, I heard the conversation today. I didn't hear the one you guys are referring to yesterday.
So then,
but here's my thought.
Okay. Deflection.
Don't preface my statements with how you think I feel about you or whatnot. Because let me tell you something. I am, number one, will stick up for you if somebody comes and says something about you to me, like, oh, Josh, whatever. Number one, I say, yep, I bust his ass all the time, but I like Josh, and I don't think that you're a crazy right person. I think you have some stuff that pisses me off, and I always fight with you about it. But
I'm like her one black friend kind of thing. Yeah, no, I'm friends with some guy who's a righty. You know what I mean? I'm her token right friend, where it's like she has to keep around to make her seem like she's unbiased.
Oh my God, how did I hurt you?
I mean, you're the one calling in and telling me all my faults. I'm wondering how I hurt you.
See, also, in fairness, she said, I think Eli tiptoes around it because he doesn't want to make Josh mad.
I don't think that's 100% true. I honestly don't think that's 100% true.
It's not 100% true. I will admit, even through all the adventures to this day, at some point, I did identify with, it's not a pleasant experience when I make Josh mad. I'd rather not make him mad.
Is it a pleasant experience when anybody gets mad, though?
Fuck no.
Yes, I don't understand why we keep going back to it's not cool when Josh does it. Well, yeah, those things you're listing aren't cool when anybody does it. Here. And more often than not, I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to get mad. Right off the jump, if it's something that we're in a disagreement with. Everybody confuses my animated, my yelling, my stubbornness with anger.
Over here.
And after the show's off, as I told Cranston yesterday, I'm like, dude, I'm fine. I know what it is.
Yeah, we make out.
I'm in the moment, and it stays in the moment. I don't wake up with regret, and which is fantastic for you all, because you can all judge it anytime that you think it's I don't know. I don't really have much else to say, so you can.
That last time,
you go ahead.
That last time after the show, I went and gave Josh a hug, and I told him I was sorry, I almost killed him or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
of course, and that's the way I feel about Josh too. After calling in and fucking saying this, nobody's dogging on you that hard. Where I'm just giving you criticism. I mean, I've witnessed it, and I think I've interacted with you long enough. I've interacted with you long enough to notice a few things.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just asked you to say, what do you think Cranston could do better? I don't know where it got off to where I was disagreeing with you. I think
she didn't see the conversation you know, in
Right,
itself.
so
Yeah, I didn't see the conversation yesterday.
It
But
kind
I
of
will
furthers
say
my
for what
point.
Oh, sorry.
It kind of furthers my point real quick that it's a thing with me, and we're not talking about kind of the conversation at hand yesterday.
No.
Oh, I have a very interesting comment to read. Lindsay, do you mind being online while I read this comment?
Go ahead.
It's by the one and only Veritas, very unbiased individual. So let me see. And something he said prior did get some praise, but let me read what's in front of me here. I'm unbiased, and Josh is clearly sensitive to the idea of being at fault. I would be too.
That's an Irish thing. I'm never wrong.
The
for sure.
irony is the sensitivity. The irony is the sensitivity is causing him to perpetuate the behavior which he's being attributed fault for. Beautiful. He can't even just shut up and understand what's being said, and instead makes himself a victim.
Oh wow,
A little hard.
I heavily disagree with that, Veritas. Holy shit, you really have the wrong look at that. I'm not trying to play victim whatsoever, but when somebody calls in and says, you know, we're dogging everybody, but just talks about all I did was ask, what do you think Cranston could do better, and we deflected
I'll
that.
answer that.
I don't want you to answer
I'll
that
answer
though.
that.
I want to prove a point with the person calling in and
Lindsay's
saying
been
bad things
holding
about
back.
me.
Could do better is to
Comment.
just not get so like worked up about shit. Like with that time, like I like went off on you like hardcore. Like
Worked up is good though.
I need to like just chill a little bit and not let it like get to me so much to the point where like I'm gonna get so worked up about it.
Yeah, one thing Cranston could have done better was the show I watched when he flipped the fuck out on you and screamed at you.
Yeah.
He could have handled that way fucking
We did
better.
speak about that and how we did not. Nobody enjoyed that.
I mean, I put the knife down.
Oh, cool. Hey, I'm glad we found something.
Do you want to hear
The shot Cranston almost stabbed Josh. Like
It was. I gotta admit, it was a bit like whoa.
Almost is a stretch.
I had my shank on me.
So Veritas did have an immediate and simple response. Okay,
I'm sure.
Well,
Veritas is a very well thought out, smart individual, so I'm prepared
And
for
it's-
a retort.
it's
Doesn't
something
mean
that-
that he's correct or she's correct.
of course, that goes without saying. Everybody, it is something that you may almost maybe like facetiously with comedic intent, but he said, "Well, you're wrong." Just like that, which, you know, I'm accustomed to.
Right,
I remember
exactly.
the
That's
famous,
what I do.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
It's wrong, but, you know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate what Veritas said. You're wrong, but I appreciate what you said, for sure. I do take fault. I am Irish, and there are things that, I mean, a lot of the times, believe it or not, it's just communication, and I want to get things a little more clear and have an understanding. It is an entertainment outlet, so you have to be a little bit entertaining, but I'm fine with it. Sorry if you guys aren't. I don't know how else to
and I mean,
put it.
we already all know anyway, but like you already know, but the shit I'm dealing with, like with my mom and that whole situation, like contributed to that. Like when I went off on you because I was getting frustrated.
Right,
If
and I
wasn't-
mentioned
and
that.
you already knew that. But like, if I wasn't dealing with all of that, I feel I would have been a little more like under control.
Right, and just because I'm not vocal about my daily bullshit that goes on because I'm Irish, I keep that to myself. Doesn't mean I have things that I, like of course.
Lindsay,
I'm
is
human.
there anything you want to add? Because I think I'm going to rotate on, and Veritas again has a strong point. I think for Josh to have a fair opportunity to speak about or in response to.
Yeah, please.
This real. Oh, sorry. Were you about to read it, or are you trying to hang up with me?
Well, do you want to stick around for the ride?
There is.
If you want me to, otherwise we'll hang up. I don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, hang around.
I don't care if you don't care. Okay, all right. So here's a further comment on this.
Bring it.
And I will. Damn it! This is such a sissy thing I'm about to do. I feel bad. This is all directed at you. Okay.
I don't whatsoever.
Everybody,
It's entertainment,
I'm
baby.
here
Bring
too.
it.
So what's
Okay.
up,
All
Lindsay?
right.
How you doing?
So well, hold on there. We got the V thing. Keep that shit for your DMs, bro. All right. You are making yourself a victim by focusing on the blame you believe to be unfairly placed upon you. What you
Incorrect.
What you need to realize is the blame doesn't matter.
I honestly don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. If Veritas wants to call in to explain it, because I really don't know what that means. I don't know how you're getting that I'm playing a victim in this. I just kind of asking questions. I don't know.
Shut up, Kenneth. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding. I adore.
But I mean, I love it. Keep them coming. This is fantastic. I'm having a really great time. So, Lindsay, what do you think with what Veritas said.
You said you're doing it now.
What am
I gotta be honest. I don't really 100% agree with Josh making himself a victim because I just don't think Josh is like that. Like I think he's pretty tough and he wouldn't.
Thank
he
you,
doesn't
Lindsay.
have to be a pussy victim. But I do think maybe he means like you're kind of making it out like everybody else is wrong. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't think you're making yourself a victim. But I
Not
do
at
think
all.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think the victim thing is true, but I do think maybe I think it bothers you, and I think maybe you're just reacting on that. But you know,
It would
kind of
bother
trying
anybody,
to
I'm sure.
Of course, yeah.
Huh.
Saying we're wrong,
But yeah, I don't think just because I disagree with your opinion, it doesn't make it how, you know what I mean? Like it's there's a little more nuance to it than that.
Cranston,
but,
you seen all
but
the-
I appreciate you taking the side.
These comments are getting more and more not fascinating. Just this is interesting stuff to me.
Bring it.
All right, so by the way, I want to let you know. Somebody said I'm Irish as well, and I feel as though I'm never wrong, but sometimes I am, and sometimes I need to give in and admit it. Moving a little more forward here, let's see it. People are starting to really ask for us to play that clip again, but again, guys, feel free to revisit the episode. Maybe we'll pull that one out of our ass. But somebody said Cranston admitted to being wrong, but Josh hasn't. And then Bert shares he doesn't even know what V said, but because he automatically wanted to assert that V was wrong.
I meant that facetiously. Like I don't. Yeah, I mean, cool. Yeah, I'm wrong. I don't know. Like I kind of meant my retort with what V was saying in kind of like a facetious manner. Like I literally don't understand it, but it was more like I don't know what instances he's trying to pull. I don't see why he thinks I'm playing the victim, just as Lindsay agreed with it. So like that's what I mean. Like I don't know where he's getting that view from. Like I wish I had like better instances where he could pull to and say like in this moment, in that moment.
All right, he's come back strong. So he isn't reacting defensively and emotionally due to feeling attacked, feeling this with a question mark, feeling as if he's being labeled as the bad guy and being unfairly criticized.
I don't feel like the bad guy at all. I'm enjoying this. This is fantastic if people are participating.
In a binary victim/perpetrator dynamic, he isn't. And then he goes on.
I feel like V's trying to do a little bit of like smart talk, you know, like I know what this is. And I don't think it's fair to really get a full opinion of somebody if you just kind of see me on a show.
V, could you call in?
But I would love
if
for
you're able
for
to,
sure.
If you're able to.
For sure, please. Verbalize.
All right, let me let him call in. You forgot I'm here, didn't you, you fuckers?
Lindsay, we adore you.
We didn't forget about you.
Well, I'm gonna hang up with you, but Josh, I just think at the end of the day, you got a hard time admitting it when, you know, some people are calling you at fault. Whatever, everybody's different, that's fine. I don't think you're playing yourself as a victim. However, the one thing I do fucking hate is I wish you wouldn't preface every comment I have with me thinking badly about you, because I really don't. Like, even just the other day, I was bragging
but you do,
about...
though.
She has said this
I
few
don't.
times.
But you do,
What?
though.
No, I was saying that you have mentioned this a couple times. What you're trying to say now.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, so then fucking stop. Anyway.
What, stop
You
telling
might
the
have to
truth?
no, you have to reiterate and completely tell Josh what it is you've been trying to get at with this one comment.
Okay, it's kind of hard to hear you. My bad. So you want me to reiterate what I'm trying to get Josh to understand here?
Yes, go ahead.
With me personally, sorry.
I'm sorry?
Okay, whatever. I'll restate it. Okay, so basically what I was saying was I think Josh might have fault with admitting fault. But what I was saying personally from me is I hate that you assume every comment or criticism towards you is coming from a place of
malice.
Me thinking something shitty about you.
No, I definitely don't. I think it's just people's opinions. Like, I've been trained to understand not to take someone's opinion to the heart. If I think it's valid, I'll work with it and adjust accordingly. But you know, I love it. I love it. This is fantastic.
All right.
I got something though about
By the way, Lindsay, you're wrong, but thanks for calling in.
Yeah, there you go.
Go fuck yourself.
Bye.
That's how we roll. All right.
What do you have, Cranston?
Go ahead, Cranston. You
it had to
first.
be while she was on the phone.
Oh, well, thanks for speaking up.
No.
No. Oh, wait, no. I think I steamrolled him. I steamrolled him. That's what happened.
Well, it was about something from Voice that you guys talked about yesterday, but she wasn't there to defend herself. I figure while she was on the phone, let her defend herself.
Okay,
Cool.
she just did
Word.
that, right?
But
Yeah.
it's all good.
Wait, but
Awkward.
she just did, right?
That was a different post.
Oh,
it's
okay.
it was from a post you guys hinted at yesterday about people being quiet or something.
Oh yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, 'cause there was a post from you and her on Voice or something about people being not saying stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, like, well, I'm talking. You know what we're talking about. We don't have to be thinly
I know
veiled.
what you were talking
It's
about.
the post show.
I was just saying that I was trying to bring it up while she was on the phone so she could get a
speak
chance
right
to
then and there,
defend
yeah.
herself because it was said.
But she did
while
elaborate.
She wasn't watching the show and couldn't defend
Well, she made it a
herself.
point to say she doesn't want to watch the show when he's on, so that's her stance. You know,
That's okay,
But
but she
she
still
has
could've-
every opportunity to call again, speak again, so on and so forth.
Yes, and also too the free
call me
therapy
too.
session with Veritas. Please call. I would love to hear your because I feel like
he's got a good
over text.
Before
It's kind of hard to understand meaning. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I think if you called in and kind of can explain context and like maybe you
to-
could get me to admit to fault, but I really don't think you
Here,
will.
I'd like to top you off because, and he impeccable timing, Veritas. With your last comment, I think it goes hand in hand with Josh's sentiment right there. So before I read that comment, I'll just read. He said, so he said, "You tell me what playing the victim is." Then that's earlier, okay, and he did say, "Look, I'm a good judge of character." And now further down, the final comment that I was alluding to was, "I'm not attacking you, by the way, Josh. It's truly
I
a
love that.
constructive criticism with no malicious intent. I have to tell myself to shut the fuck up often because I find myself jumping ahead of people and extrapolating."
Right, but Veritas might not be part of a show, and need that aspect of entertainment, if you will, too.
And even this is Veritas again. And even if I'm 90% accurate in my understanding, those 10% of times there was a curveball which caused unnecessary confusion. So
Fantastic. That's great. Yeah, for sure.
So that's what's up.
Does Veritas want to call in though?
I did extend the offer. Maybe not. Let me.
Does Bert want to call him? Because I think Bert says he understands what Veritas is saying. So I'd love to hear.
He said you're taking it real well. Respect. He said.
Cool.
No, he's not. Veritas is not calling in.
That's a bummer.
That is, understood. That is your freedom to do so. Let me see what this is. Your only fault, I think, Josh, is that you will not let Eli or Cranston finish a thought because you interrupt, and then by the time the others get to go back to the thought, it's already been forgotten.
It's so funny how they felt like I literally have to write on paper my thoughts because people do it to me. So it's so funny how I don't know. It's weird to see it just from one side. That's why I'm confused. Like I'm not sitting here and saying you guys. I'm not mad that you guys do it to me. Maybe I do it a little more, but it's kind of this is
a 3 to tango kind of.
It's a 3 to tango, and
Yeah, and I get it.
someone's got to move the ship along too sometimes.
And it's Josh's house. I mean, it's Josh's show. You got
Fuck
to give him
off
credit for that
with
too,
that shit right there. His house, yes. His show, no. Yeah. See the smirk.
No,
So
no, not my show, but I do feel like maybe I drive the ship a little bit, especially when it comes to the video aspect.
Yes.
There's a lot I do behind the scenes that I'm doing that really
But when it
adds
comes
to
to-
frustration a lot of the times.
when it comes to on air, we are one body.
Oh, you don't like
If
that,
we,
huh?
I mean, if
No, what?
I'm
Really?
sure we all do it. I'm sure I do it. I'm sure Eli. I'm sure we all do it. We all interrupt each other. We all lose thoughts. My point with our thing was more just that the getting on where we're talking about arguing different points.
This might be
like,
Lindsay
that
again
aren't
because
what we're talking.
No, it's not. Sorry, when the calls come.
Cranston, by the way, I didn't cut you off. That was the phone.
I understand.
Okay,
That's
just
all.
making sure everyone understands that, verbalizing that. Hey, call from No Name. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? It's Alex, actually. I just wanted to call in. I caught the show.
Why
for the
didn't you
last
say your
5
name?
minutes.
It sounds drunk as fuck.
Oh, it didn't ever give me an option to say it. It just kind of rang and then you picked up. But I just wanted to chime in because I saw Veritas didn't call in, so I figured
Oh, I knew you would
Figure
jump
I
at this
call in.
one.
He said, actually,
first
he gave
of all,
you some respect in the chat, too.
I'm sorry, what?
You going to read that or just want to read the negative
I was
things?
no, because, well, this happened very shortly after.
Okay.
No, I was telling Josh that you said something kind regarding, like, you know, you were going to his astrological line there.
That's why I wanted to chime in. First of all, I hope you all are having a wonderful, superb night. And whoever asked me a red pill, I'm not giving out any pills right now.
What about crypto advice?
One day, one day I'll definitely give you all some crypto tips. I'll be posting some stuff in the group. But I just want to say,
look forward to it.
some of these things are things that I've said in the past about you, and but I can kind of relate to how it's a Libra thing. I get it. I can be like that as well sometimes. It's a little bit hard-headedness. And I also understand that you're very passionate. I've noticed that you're very passionate about.
I hope you think the same about me, by God.
Your arguments and your points. So I just figure I just call in and let you know that I can somewhat relate to how you feel and everything like that. That's all. That's all I wanted to just say. There's no bad blood between us because we patched things up last time. We're Libra brothers, so that's our thing now.
Are you Igloo brothers though?
What?
Are you Igloo brothers?
Igloo brothers? I don't know what that is.
This is fantastic because I really do feel like this is more for you guys than it is me. I feel like you guys are getting some type of closure because I've never sat here and denied anything of what you're saying. Like, I agreed, I overtalk people. I just say I do think people confuse my emotion, my loudness sometimes with being like not hearing an opinion, more so going with something in the moment. But this is fantastic. I'm glad you guys are getting this out. I hope you all feel better after this.
954-399-3631. Call and talk shit on Josh.
Yeah, please. Yeah, get it out, man. Maybe there's a community that could be started. You guys.
No, I got everything out with you last time, bro. It's like, honestly, we're all good. Like, me and you, we have no issues. Like I told you, I actually like
Eli's
you. I think you're a
disgusted
cool
face.
guy. You always have some movie reference, and you plugged in wrestling a few times. Like, oh, okay, he's not that bad of a guy. He's a cool guy. So, but yeah, no, I just wanted to let you know, like, I know how you feel, man. Like, I can relate. Sometimes,
How do I feel?
I don't admit when I'm wrong.
How do I feel?
Sometimes, like, I can be a little stubborn. We've kind of bounced back and forth. We've bought that out of each other. But that's all I just wanted to say, and I hope y'all are having a great night.
Is there a difference when, and Alex, I'm asking you, is there a difference when you're just, I don't want to be wrong just for the sake of being wrong? Or is there a difference when, like, okay, like the point you're making, I still don't agree with, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe there's no malicious intent. Maybe I just think that everybody's wrong and I'm the only person that's right. I don't understand what's wrong with that.
Like, is there a difference between the two? Like for different situations? Yeah, I'd agree. I think sometimes a person's ego, like in a lot of Asian cultures, admitting fault or admitting wrong is sometimes frowned upon, and it's called saving face. It's something I learned in Japan. Like in Asia, you don't call out somebody when they're wrong on something because it's like considered shameful. But I also agree, in the aspect of.
Why did you say that off mic?
I can't hear too well on this phone when you speak in.
It wasn't me. Eli was talking off mic, but it picked it up a little bit.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
But no, I'd say there's a difference. Sometimes we may not want to admit we're wrong because of a human ego, emotional thing, and then sometimes a person may genuinely believe that their perspective is absolute.
Right. It's just a smarter take of the two.
And that everybody else is crazy.
Right. Exactly.
And
that to me, that's the more sane one. Like,
that 5G gives you COVID. Yes.
My opinion is 100% factual, whereas everyone else is subpar. Like, I think that's like, right. That's how.
Just remember this though. In the field of politics, that's always going to rustle a lot of feathers. Like
what,
always.
being right? Of course.
No, like if you have like in your perspective, you feel your opinion is right, but let's just say that it may not be, but you feel so passionately true.
It's the art of
that it
debating,
is,
my boy.
especially- I'm sorry, what?
It's the art of debating.
Or
The art of
masturbating.
I'm either like partially deaf or y'all got to get some better microphones.
No, it's not that. How dare you, sir? He said it's the art of debating, and then I said masturbating.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could say it's part of the art of debating, but still, like when you have a talk show, you don't always want to like necessarily. I don't know. You always want to tell the truth 100%, because if not, then you're no better than Fox or CNN or ABC or any of them.
Yeah, we're
like,
not
no
at
matter
sellout
what your own
point yet.
personal feeling is.
But I mean, it's just our opinions. We're not political pundits here. This is just an entertainment talk show. But
Yeah.
I would, what truths are we not talking about?
I'm not going to get into that because I'm not really. I'm not. I didn't really call in to like stir shit. I just kind of like called in to kind of like come in on your behalf and somewhat kind of like defend you a little bit, because as a fellow Libra, I can relate.
Well, thank you.
So that was my intent.
Right. Well, I appreciate that, and I understand what you're saying now is that at the end of the day, we are the ones that are right.
You two are
Everyone else
superior,
is wrong.
and we
Right,
fall to
right.
the wayside.
Yeah,
with
sometimes
our-
people's opinions are just wrong, and
Yeah.
ours are more correct. So I get it.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that.
Only Alejandro and Josh are ever right about anything.
Yes, I appreciate it, Alex. Thank you, man. Any parting words?
You're welcome. I'm sorry, what?
Any parting words?
Buy crypto. Buy the dip.
Hell yes. All right, buddy.
And by that tin.
Alex, everybody. So, I mean, this is fantastic. I'm really glad you guys are able to come together and have this little powwow
So, all
about
right, this is what
your
I wanted-
feeling towards me.
This is what
great.
I wanted to ask you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That comment right there.
Right.
You said, I hope you guys feel better after this.
Yeah.
You
Genuinely. I hope everyone like gets it out and they're like, oh wow, I have a better understanding. Like now that other people are, they're with me and they kind of see the situation for what it is. Like, everyone out there can kind of find solace in the fact that, it's not just you who sees the situation like that. There's a lot of people.
I think for us, it was just kind of more about us getting it out in the open so that we don't have any like animosity going forward.
You don't think this is a setup
as
or
a
anything, do
group,
you?
Like we don't want it to fuck with our like cohesion as the three of us is stuck, and we want to just get it squashed.
Hold on, we're
you know?
getting.
Stuck in the middle. What's going on?
Is this my good buddies, Eli,
Ricardo!
Cranston, and Josh?
What's up,
What's happening,
Ricardo?
man?
Our Aussie mate from way across the
Put
pond.
another shrimp on the barbie.
Oh, Christ.
Oh boy.
Yeah, g'day, boys. G'day, mate. The old Fosters, which just tastes like rubbish, but anyway.
That's Australian for beer.
Hey, Ricardo, I saw one of your movies, man. The Reef. That shit was fire. I want to thank the Australian guy that got his friends killed to have that movie retold in a false manner. But thanks. Yeah, good job, mate.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, I just want to let you guys know that we're in lockdown until October 20th.
Fucking Christ.
Our premier that looks like something out of a cartoon movie has decided to extend the lockdown here in Melbourne, Victoria. But I wanted to let you guys know there because I have American friends that think we don't have guns.
Don't have what?
So,
Guns.
Guns. Yeah, guns.
You guys
guns.
do have
So-
rifles in abundance. There was one extraordinary case that pretty much set the precedent, I think, early 90s, that did have a huge impact on gun ownership in Australia.
Yeah, Port Arthur massacre, the Port Arthur massacre in Tasmania.
Precisely that.
There's 3.5 million registered gun owners in Australia. So I just wanted to let you guys know. So there is gun owners.
That's mostly rifles, is that correct?
Yeah, just not pumps and semi-automatics have been banned, but the rest you pretty much can have as license and go through the procedures.
Yo, people are just as crazy with fucking knives out there though too. Like it's all we see is just cops shooting people with knives. It's just like, god damn. It's like they'll find anything to go crazy with.
UK,
You had me thinking Crocodile Dundee when you said that. I was like, that's not a knife.
We did that joke like every time he's called it. I'm sorry.
enjoying the show. I'm actually sitting in the car with my wife, having fish and chips, and listening to you guys. So we're having a bit of a chuckle and a bit of a laugh.
Do you have any?
Very interesting topics to talk about tonight, especially this. Either you know what, I don't want to get you guys in trouble.
Yes.
The horse thing.
Yeah.
Horse paste.
Yeah, the
man.
horse thing, which I'll just let you know. But being Sicilian, being Italian background, we actually do eat horse in Sicily. So
are they good?
Yeah, you.
Hell yeah!
Anyway,
I want to ask you a question that we have you on the phone, Ricardo. It seems that we talk about a lot of the things that you agree with that that are on your side. Would you say that I'm pretty right most of the time about these topics?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Like Cranston obviously has his opinion. Josh, you got yours, and
right.
You're sort of like in between, the mediator. But look,
how's Eli?
At the end of the day, what's happening today? What's happening today is pretty much dividing a lot of people. Yeah.
I meant the I meant the show. I wasn't just trying. I was just kind of getting a little cheap trick in there. That wasn't. We were trying to. That was. I don't know if you've seen any of the post show, but a lot of the fans and the two co-hosts here are having a nice little powwow over kind of this like coming out of like, oh, look how much Josh is fucking. He's so right all the time. So I really respect it.
The right side of politics.
I mean correct.
I have asked, and I would like an answer, Ricardo. I'm sorry, it's at your cost of time a little bit, but Josh, do you feel in any which way that there has been some sort of setup?
What, like a conspiracy?
Yes, like me and the commenters and Cranston organized this post show for just this. I told you that we were going to talk about.
I think you all stumbled upon this very naturally. You all got in, you all walked through the door and you saw that there was a bunch of fucking people in this room. You're like, you're here too? Oh my God, we're all here. And you guys are like, drinking and having like punch from the bowl and like sharing snacks and stuff like that and just like fucking what a loser like you guys
yourself. I don't share snacks.
That was earlier
it's
today
fantastic.
when that happened.
I don't share snacks, so just correct yourself.
Right? Like I don't even know if Ricardo has any idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I don't know when he viewed but anyway, Ricardo, I'm sorry. I had to ask Josh if he
man.
Ricardo updated us. The package is coming back to him, so he's going to send it to the proper location.
I'm so happy, Ricardo, man. I was fucking
that's
bummed.
That's going to do more frequent flyer points than Emirates or any other airline in the world, actually, by the time I get it. So hopefully I can get something out of it. But it should be coming back, guys, and once it comes back, I'll resend it over. So, yeah.
Once it comes, we're going to, we'll do like an opening on the show and stuff like that. It'll be very fun, Ricardo. So
grab a bottle of Tito's. I want to see a bottle of Tito's and a shot each, guys, and have a shot each.
Hell yes.
Not that any American right now would ever want to fucking go to Australia, but I'll tell you, I really want to meet you, brother, man. I hope at some point.
But you guys think that we've got kangaroos in our backyards and that, guys?
Yeah, there are, right?
I don't have illusions.
No kangaroos in the backyard.
Don't you guys have those as pets?
Of the outback.
You guys have those as pets, right? Kangaroos.
Didn't you guys do away with cars just to ride kangaroos to work?
Oh, I think they got rid of kangaroos as pets when a dingo ate my baby.
Yeah, and now they have a dingo that's running for president.
That was a horrible joke.
It was terrible.
So I'm Ricardo. I'm so sorry
watching
for being
too many
horrible.
movies, guys. Watching too many Australian movies. If you're
we're in a weird mood right now, so
I guess, yeah, maybe.
It's a pretty cool place to be, man, guys. We're pretty much like you guys. We love our barbecues.
I'm in love.
I want to go out there really bad.
I'm in love with Australia. I just hate what your fucking government's doing, what your prime is doing.
Hey, man, I agree, mate. I agree. Anyway, man, all the best, guys.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Wait, don't leave yet because
Eli had something for you real quick.
I'm a huge movie buff, and I pride myself in being a movie connoisseur of movies from every country in the world. Is there any specific movies from Australian made that you could recommend me? Like one.
Australian made? There's nothing really made in Australia, mate. It's all made in China.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Fuck.
I guess. What about Romper Stomper? That was a good one.
What's that?
Oh shit!
Damn,
it was like. Know. It was like, what the fuck is his name? The guy that played Gladiator. What's his name? Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Oh my God,
he's from New Zealand. You're talking about Russell Crowe. He's from New Zealand, guys.
Yeah, dude, that's racist, bro.
Shit.
He's in Australia, dude, not New Zealand, you racist fuck.
Fuck.
Ricardo, I'm sorry about that.
Give me an Australian movie one day, okay?
Ricardo, thank you so
man.
much, brother.
Anytime, man. Hey, I'll ring you in a week's time, give you an update of what the hell's going on with this lockdown. But at the moment, everyone's just cracked the shit. So
yeah, man, give us a call next week. Call us once a week, man. We'd love to get some updates.
If you want to start a Viva La Revolution, let me know. You too, brother.
Say hello to everyone, and Cranston, mate, keep it up. You guys are rocking. You're doing a good job, man.
Thank you,
Thanks,
brother.
Ricardo.
We're going to continue our hit job on Josh.
Later, brother. Yes, please. Yeah, if
I love how he didn't say anything about Eli.
well, I mean, who would? Right now, the conversation is on me about how right I am. So if anybody else has any critiques, want to call in about how right I am, I would love it.
Very unfortunately.
954-399-3631. Call and tell us how much you hate Josh, what you don't like about him.
No,
I'm
how
just playing.
right he is.
Well, how much
unfortunately,
right he is.
I had to, I can't, my phone will die if I keep on keeping on. But I also want to say, for one, I love how I'm sorry that I do this. The view count grew in the post show. It seems to never fail. Thank you guys for like joining us for this part of the show. The post show is not something that happens every day. And also just thank you for, being this invested with us. Like anything that is discussed on the show, the post show, regardless, stuck in the middle related, we are one way or another invested or passionate about. So it just brings me joy to see that this many of you stay involved with us. This is our journey, and you're on it with us.
Love it.
I was gonna voice my thought, but then I got stopped.
They've been begging. Oh, Christina's been begging him to sing that with the Afro Man voice.
Oh wait,
that was per request.
Hang on.
Wait, we got you. Apparently,
go.
Do it.
I gotta find the lines now.
Damn it!
Turn it back on. I gotta find the lines. Boom, 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 boom. I was gonna voice my thoughts, but then I got stopped
by Josh. And that's it.
I was gonna voice my thoughts, but then I got stopped.
I was gonna swallow that jizz, but then I didn't get an abortion.
What the fuck just happened?
I had to ruin it.
Jeez.
That's what I'm here for. That's my. Well,
okay.
That was good.
Yeah, it was fun. That was fun.
All right.
Is that like just as bad as doing blackface? Is that black voice?
I'm probably gonna get canceled in 5 years for that.
Can't handle that in 2021.
Well, I think if you got canceled and Eli had a heart attack as he just would, and it turned into the Josh show, people would love it. They'd be like, "Wow, this guy is just correct all the time. He's never wrong."
I want to be abrosexual,
and I appreciate that.
And just
I do.
say, truly, like Josh, throughout this journey, it's gonna get mushy from the beginning. So now this has been an amazing journey, one that I honestly didn't expect to stick around for this long, and it was your perseverance, your determination that kept me from giving up time and time again, and here I am doing 4 shows a fucking week. I want to thank you for investing that fire that is within you, your work ethic, and what you bring to the table. So all the above, man, I hope you don't take tonight as a fucking negative at all.
For sure. And
my intention was truly, my intention was truly like pure. And I did, after watching it last night, I was like, this needs to be revisited. This was a second time we had an issue in communication. If this boy's gonna stay around here, I really want the cohesion to continue to grow. He's looking at the chat.
Josh, and Lindsay says to tell you right now that she loves you.
See?
I really like your speech. Can you keep going? I have the emotional music going.
Let's put the call in with the music. No, don't kill the music. Who's this?
Call from
Rescue.
Who? Wayne Gretzky?
Was it Gretzky, Whiskey, or Rusty?
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. What's up, Wayne?
Okay.
Oh no, and it's Rescue. That's mine.
Oh, Rescue.
Oh, Rescue.
Yeah.
You're the name in your new name.
Oh, what's up,
way.
Rescue?
Welcome to the family. Glad to have you.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I came over with CanCon. Can you guys hear me okay and everything?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. I got a headset plugged into my phone, so
it sounds more clear than a phone does. It sounds good, man. You got a really deep voice too. It's woo.
Yeah, I almost thought it was modulated.
Nice radio voice, bro.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess.
I'd like to ask, well, for one, you called in with something to say, and then I'm going to ask you, what have you thought since you've joined us from CanCon?
Oh, I think y'all are pretty cool. I think it's pretty laid back. I enjoy the humor.
That's our favorite part.
I was a little leery at first about calling in because I was like, I don't want to ruffle no feather or nothing. I will say that I'm kind of a lot older, so a lot of my perspective, don't mean any disrespect if I say young or something, or you're like a kid, but I'm probably twice your age. But
wisdom.
I hold such an amount of reverence and respect for anybody that's older, man. I'm 36. I feel so much smarter, wiser, stronger than I was in my 20s. So, of course, the respect goes straight to you, sir.
Oh yeah, wait till you get to the end, brother. It's an eye opener. You look back going, holy shit, and I just thought I knew.
I know, and that's why I value like already doing that, you know? So
yeah.
Welcome, man.
Drop some knowledge, Rescue. What do you got for us?
What's up, bro?
Oh, well, I was just going to say, I will say one of my first perspectives whenever I came in was Cranston just needs to chime in a little more. He's a knowledgeable guy, but he's too quiet and docile over there. So maybe that's why you come across like your way. It's maybe not so much your way. It's just that you're loud and you're like on point. And then Cranston's kind of like laid back, kind of going, well, you know, I think, and you're kind of like, no, answer the question.
Interesting.
Honestly, I think that's the most honest take of it. And seriously, not to blow my own horn, but I do think I've been learning too to let Cranston talk more too, because that chair has had kind of a similar vibe with people, because we had like, it just was a really awkward spot. You couldn't see me, so it was hard to tell visual cues when someone wanted to talk. Now I have those visual cues, so I do my best. But as you pointed out, I do think I can only do so much. And I think, you know, as you're saying, you just need, as you've said it before too. Yeah, you said, Cranston, you got to speak up, and that doesn't mean I'm over talking you. It just means you have to speak up. There are instances for sure, but yeah. That's a very good point, Rescue. I appreciate that.
You're Josh's new favorite fan, by the way.
I love a good point. I love a good point. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and I will say, Cranston, one thing I would probably take too is it's probably I'm just throwing it out there. When you're a third chair, I don't know how to say it in a right way, but you're the odd man out because you're coming into a setup thing. So you're like feeling on the third man. Well, it's hard to insert yourself and to kind of take that thing until all of a sudden where you're a dominant one already. And now you see it as three equals. But for a third person coming into a two dominant situation, yeah, it's kind of, you don't want to push because what's too far? You won't know till you got there. Well, then it's too late. Now it's too far.
Strong wisdom.
So you always go a little half step short. That's where you're always going to go because you're going to tread the careful way.
Can I just say what you're really trying to say, Rescue? Because I can tell you're still speaking poetry.
He complimented Cranston too. Very knowledgeable.
Cranston, you're the fucking third wheel, man. Come on, man.
He didn't say it like
you're
that.
Fucking
Stop
up
it.
The whole goddamn. The weight is overbearing. No, I'm sorry.
Rescue. Comedies like and like that is a trait of very knowledgeable people, is like they're a little more quiet. They're a little more.
I mean, because I am a big boy, so I drive a dually. So I got two tires, one for each of you. So I'll throw you one.
I like this guy
because you do have. Since you rattled off your shit a while ago, I got 2 degrees. I've done classes. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. So you've got this knowledge, but. And I'm sorry to put it blank. You just seem to like you want the brilliant approach, but dude, you can't sit there and shut the fuck up. You got to speak up.
I agree.
You need to bombard other people with that shit that you have that you know that they don't have. That's what you bring to the table.
100%.
I think 100%. That applies to all of us here. Yeah. We need to that's the art of what we've been trying to figure out from day one. And
I definitely think Cranston more so because, and Rescue, by the way, this is Cranston's maybe first few months into podcasting. So he's just kind of thrown right into it. Like, nonetheless, it being live is a little more, nerve wracking than it just kind of being recorded. There's no video aspect to it. So, I give him a lot of.
The way the Huevos dropped, well, let them drop another few more inches and go ahead and get vocal. And
They will. It's a time thing. I guarantee you, the more comfort there is, and the more Eli and I work with it and understand that we have to allow it more than we are. I think there will be this better thing to happen. And just as you said, the balls will drop a little lower, just not as low as your fucking voice, man. Your balls must be fucking low.
Well,
he's like, yep, they are.
I use suspenders to keep them from getting scammed.
See, I was worried about making a joke like, man, he's kneeing them hacky sacks, but this man comes through with a shit suspenders.
I'm a mold breaker, dude. You just, if you met me in person, you wouldn't even realize you were meeting me. You would be like, what? Wait a minute, no way. And it's like, yeah.
How big are you? Like you said, you're a big dude. Like how tall are you, Rescue?
He had a preface tall.
6'4", 275.
6'4", 275. You're a big man. You're a bouncer.
Rescue, is this the first show you've seen since CanCon with us here?
Well, I caught part of the other one yesterday.
All right.
I think, I don't know if it wasn't live though. I think it was a recorded one.
Oh,
I just kind of grabbed my time frames.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we go live and then they just stay up. But I mean, hey, man, dude, I'm
this
very
is
grateful
awesome
that you stuck with us and you joined us live. You called in. It means a lot,
And what's even crazier is we normally don't do post shows.
Yeah.
And everything lined up to where we do this post show and we get graced by your wisdom. That was fantastic, man. I really do like this.
He's been with us throughout the.
Well, I'm saying
episode.
like the first time the call though, too.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm just saying
fucking awesome.
I'm proud and I'm happy that the new viewers have chosen to be invested enough to even call in. So. You have my utmost respect, and I can't wait for you to learn more about us and our position, our mission statement, so to speak, our goals, which is always primarily entertainment, comedy, but always the pursuit of truth.
And when we throw that phone number up, man, don't be afraid to call in, man. It's good to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's it. It's all about the humor, and right now, we need all the humor we can get because the facts are some ugly ass shit.
God damn right.
Yes, I love that. Rescue, dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate this call, man. This was a very nice alternate point to everything.
Awesome, brother. Well, y'all have a good night, man, and stay strong.
Yes, sir.
Good
You
night
too,
to
man.
you.
Be good.
Humor is dependable. The facts right now from the fucking mainstream, not so much.
No, not so. What? Man, this is like the most calls we've gotten in a while. I'm so glad we did the post show and like you guys are having your powwow about my
Stop
correctness.
with that shit.
What shit?
I kind of like it and I don't like it.
I don't understand.
Like when you say powwow,
Right.
you're not inferring anything beyond like when you say that Cranston and I that you. What do you mean by powwow?
Powwow is just like this, it's like this energy. It's like this group of people who have come together on a solid goal, a solid thing that they see fit to be the truth, and like they're all celebrating it. Like this is a powwow.
A solid thing that they see
it's
to be
not,
the truth.
It's not a prearranged. It's just like I said, like they all just happen to stumble in and they're like, oh my God, you're doing it too. Let's all do it. And it's like everyone's like, hell yeah, the guy's fucking totally right.
It's an intervention.
I'd like to, I called it that. I'd like
but
to.
It's not.
I'm just kidding, but
yeah.
I just figure like since we're here, we don't want to have any like animosity going forward because we want to be on the
it's
same
all on
page.
You. I told you the day before I had no animosity.
I knew you didn't. I didn't either.
So that's what I'm saying. It's for you guys.
We just wanted to get it like out there and whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing it.
I told you from my observation, I'm like, okay, let's just jump back to it, revisit it, and we'll just grow stronger, yada yada. And the Band-Aid's ripped off, and I am happier for it. I'm glad that we did this post show as Josh.
You guys used to do a lot of that. Like you guys used to have different things going on. Like before I was on the show, and you used to do post shows and like hash it out.
Because there was a lot of miscommunication going on.
And that's all that this
Josh
was.
and I
miscommunication.
truly grew. Like yeah. I mean, and that's what you like Rescue eloquently put it. You have kind of come in after Josh and I have really honed in a dynamic and at being transparent. Because I never want to have anything held against or above me. I was very vocal, Cranston. At the beginning, not too long ago, I didn't think that you were a good fit.
I had that in the back of my mind, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to bring it up. But just know I had that. Just know I also had the other thing you brought up when people said, oh, sometimes he talks too much, he rants too long. Like you brought up to me, like your concerns, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, so there are concerns, but it's just like, I don't think they were ever real or valid. It's just like he's new. He's gonna fall into it. It's gonna get there. And I think honestly, this is what I was looking for BC to say. I was looking for a little more little more honesty in it, because all you're saying is things that everybody has said before. It's nothing new. It's like, well, what can the other party do? And it's like, well, and it took 10 minutes to get that part out, and that he said it very bluntly. He's like, yeah, I agree with what everyone else is saying, but Cranston needs to step up a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with taking some accountability. I take accountability. Believe it or not, I take accountability.
I think I know for a fact in my heart of hearts that you do that. I don't think you always verbalize it.
What's that?
When you take accountability, I know you do because I see it in action. Sometimes those that are watching in the audience, they don't see because they're not here before, after, or conversations, whatever the fuck.
We'll try to keep an eye on this, like, as we go from here on out. We'll try to see, like, when, it'd be something for me to point out, but if you, like, just let's all try to help and, like, look, Josh was wrong there, and let's see if if I'm really wrong, or that's just kind of someone's opinion on it. I'd love to see where it goes.
And I think any of us in
legit. I'm not trying to say like
for sure.
I'm always right. I'm just saying I'd love to see it in action, like how it would play out.
I mean, right now there's.
Listen, I don't like being right all the time. I don't like being right. It's not a fun place to be.
Rip, get go. Yeah, man. Look, when I first started on this, even though we've evolved past that, and even beyond first started, I'd say before middle, I felt like who doesn't not enjoy getting into a fucking tiff, right? I really did not enjoy our arguments in the growing pain process. And then I felt,
but those were real. Those weren't anything brought real. On.
Yeah.
They were.
I remember some of the specific arguments,
maybe
too.
Unneeded on air, but that's the joy of doing something like this: is being transparent, growing pains and stuff like that.
And what I was alluding to when I was giving you the whole thanks, where you're almost crying, very genuinely, is I've really come to see you as like the closest thing I have to a current best friend, not from years ago that I'm still in touch. You are to me. You're a brother.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
I feel the same way. Like I told you before, the podcast thing is the biggest, longest, most creative
commitment
stuff I've done, or got the most finished product out of. Like I've never in a band never played this many shows, made that many songs.
Yes.
Acting, never made that many sketches, and those were all this is a group effort, but this is more so like we began it. I didn't come in on somebody else's thing.
Right.
So throughout the whole process, this has been that, and so I really do like it, but you just got to take away, entertainment Josh towards real Josh. Sometimes you got to know when. I mean, maybe you'll never know when it's a bit or not.
Well,
Some of the greatest radio people, you don't know. Is this a bit? Or
Yeah,
is
I
he
know,
being,
like Andy Kaufman, Norm Macdonald.
You don't know.
But after a while, like I feel like they're almost one and the same with you.
What do you mean?
The bit versus.
I'll just commit to the bit to make it real.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm gonna get too fucking into it.
Yeah,
we're tipsy, but
I feel like we've milked this almost as long as we can.
With Cranston, I want to say, man, like I've done a complete 180. Like I truly have optimism about where you
Tell
go
him
with
how many
us.
times I told you that I disagreed with you about your thoughts on Cranston. Tell him that. Because I had his back with you, and I wasn't looking for props.
You agreed
through him.
You agreed a little bit sometimes, and you disagreed
I agreed
sometimes.
with their opinions, but for the most part, it's like you just gotta let it. You gotta let it be what it is. You can't worry about that stuff and just people's opinions on talking too much or not enough. Or
there was of course. He ain't kidding.
But I'm not going to get credit for that, and nor do I look credit for that. But because we're talking about it, I'm going to point that out. That so. It's just I'm gonna make a little fun of it when the spotlight is being shined on me on air. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, what about all the things? It just
right.
Whatever.
Yes,
whatever.
You get a lot of credit with me, man, Josh, because like you took me in, like you invited me on the show first to like try out. And then you invited me to like be on the show like full time.
I was worried that we did that too quick.
You showed me like how to do all this shit. You added me to the chat, like like you taught me the whole fucking game, at least as to what I know of it right now.
I was there when he taught
like,
you your first steps.
Supportive like the whole time, and like you've been a great guy for everything. So like I don't have any issues with you, and I don't want to.
I hope not. That's why I wanted to revisit this
both times, and and it's like it's a dead. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
issue.
Other people had they get the closure now because we had the closure.
Now I understand.
I know you were like sticking up for me the whole time, because if you weren't, I wouldn't have been here, and you wouldn't have had me back every week, and you wouldn't have put me on the thing fucking full time. So I know you had my fucking back.
Best male trio I've seen in a while. Right there. That's a comment. I was not gonna go into this shit. And I see somebody said Veritas spitting some truth, but dare I go back and read it all? I see it's positive though. I'm happy to report.
And you and I, we've talked a lot of times offline where we weren't doing on the show, and we've had political talks where we didn't agree with shit, but we're always like totally fucking cool. Like
Fuck
with
you,
everything,
Bert.
we always like get each other. Like, I don't want to like get mad at you or like have a fight over an argument, because I don't care like if I'm right or not.
Well, just remember to come to me, talk to me, and don't talk to other people.
No, talk shit to me.
Who don't
in the background.
No. I mean, talk to Eli, because at least Eli's with me. But don't get your opinions from other people who really don't know me, but just see me on.
Lindsay doesn't feel closure.
Wow.
What?
Lindsay does not feel closure.
It's par for the course
I'd
with
like
her.
to say thank you both. Thank you all. I am about to start to get ready to go. I'm so sorry.
Can you let Cranston finish, and then I want to know just a little bit what Veritas said.
Okay.
I would never want to like lose a friend or fight with a friend over a fucking political argument, because that shit is not that fucking important to me. To fucking, like life is short, and you don't want to fucking end up fighting with your fucking friend over some bullshit. I don't fucking care. Like, I'd rather not lose my friend over fighting about some shit.
Well, maybe it says a lot about what people don't like about me, but I'd have never left anybody. They leave me.
Damn, people are saying like I wish I'd said it as best as Veritas and shit. Oh, and he did say Eli would be even more fun to dig into. So maybe I am the next hot seat. So let's see. Okay. They're jumbled together a bit, so
well, we'll see. We'll do one, and if it's meaty, we'll do one more.
Wow. We missed a lot. I'm really looking forward to
rewatch.
Allegedly smoking and rewatching. Okay, so understanding the initial. I'm skipping whatever was before that and going to. If we ask Josh to adapt to a point-by-point style to discuss in a manner more comfortable for Cranston, it's fair to ask the same of Cranston. And I have a desire to interrupt people if they begin to answer a question with an answer, which leads me to believe they didn't understand the initial question. Like if I asked you what's better, tacos or burritos, and you say like fried rice, I might think you're an idiot, but maybe you are the type who gets to things in a roundabout way. You see, I missed whatever
That's Cranston's
was before
point.
this. So he just continues on, which is where the ego can come into play. The 100% belief that you know what they are saying, they are wrong, and you can jump on it. You're already right in your mind. Those who disagree don't get. I say across the board, man, absolutely.
Yeah, he's right, or Veritas is right in that comment, but I don't think it's necessarily always applicable to me. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with that sentiment. I just don't think it's always applicable to me. I think a lot of the times it's just, like a disagreement without there being ego. And a lot of the times it's just the first part of what Veritas said is that whole like, hold up. It's just like maybe not allowing someone to finish, but also doing it in a way where it just adds a little more oomph, a little more spice to the whole thing that's going on. So
yeah, I'm never big on like
this is too behind the
right.
scenes. This is too behind the scenes.
It's a post show.
I don't give a fuck if I'm right. My whole frustration
Same.
was just on being able to get my like point out there.
Right.
That was it.
That's where you and I agree.
And I welcome Veritas. Please, I'm taking you up on the offer that I would be even more fun to dig into. I hope you bring that energy and intelligence with you the next time around. Tomorrow's an opportunity.
Yeah, let's
Until
do
then,
it.
bye.
Maybe we do a post show tomorrow on
It's
Eli.
very, very possible. I'd love it.
Hey, it was fun to do me. Do Eli next.
Yeah.
Do Cranston after that. No, it's listen. What it really does show, people care. People wouldn't be given criticism
they didn't care.
Well, there are some people who just want to tell you how much you suck.
Blind haterade.
But those are haters, and I know there was 0% haters here today. There was 100% lovers. So I appreciate each and every one of you who had that sentiment or thought. Just know I think you're wrong. But I appreciate you saying it.
I just want to get it so like if we don't have that issue again, like we don't have another thing. If another thing happens, it's not like we're bringing up. Remember the last fucking 2 times, like
it's gonna happen. It will happen, and the sooner you're cooler with that, it's in the moment. You work it out in the moment.
Forget about it.
Unspecified
right after the moment, it's fucking gone.
I think Josh has a bigger mic.
Again or something, just ignore me. Like you know what I mean?
Yes, we care, which is why we speak. I mean, don't get it confused. I don't care. Thank you.
I might just cut you a little. It's all good.
Technically, Cranston's the most expensive mic here.
All right, so much love. Thank you so much for participating. If you want to see more post shows, I can guarantee if we see more shares and maybe a couple extra subs, post shows will become a fucking common normalcy around here. Yes. Otherwise, all we ask is that when the live feed is shut, please leave a comment, smash the like button, and sharing is caring. Even word of mouth works, but youtube.com/stuckinthemiddle is where you'll find us here. And I understand we're on a multitude of other podcasting platforms.
And remember to go down to the chicken factory and chain your neck to the chicken machine and
get some Jerry. Get some Jerry nuggets.
Yes, please get some Jerry nuggets.
Before you get your head like cut off in the thing, plug our show.
Stuck at Night, Monday through Thursday, 10 p.m. That said, we'll see you tomorrow. You're wrong, by the way. All of you. You're all wrong.